Welcome to Tagalog Thursday. Let me go ahead and log on to my Instagram here. Hello, everybody on Instagram. If you are joining me, welcome to Tagalog Thursday today. We will be learning some useful phrases that I think you can use every day. So, if you want to see my presentation, go ahead and hop onto my YouTube channel, and that is where you will see my slides and everything written out. There might be some animations in there as well. Hello, everybody. Go ahead and write where you are currently watching, and as always, feel free to write your age or your age range. I like to know my demographics, who's watching. I had Dita on here last week, 12 years old. Oh my goodness. Good for you. Good for you for learning Tagalog. Let me go ahead and just make sure everyone is in here on my YouTube channel. Hello. Oh, aloha from Maui, Caleb said. And Ola from Seth. Hi, hello. Love and Lulu, hi, hello. Good to see you. K-Day GC is from California. Food Fascination is from Seattle. Hello. Stefan is from Toronto. And then Del Caballero is from Long Beach, California. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Emily from Alaska. Oh my goodness. What time is it in Alaska? Over here in North Carolina, it is 9:13 p.m. Also, just checking, is my audio okay for both Instagram and YouTube? Let me know if it's not. Oh, Drew, thank you so much for the badge. We haven't even started. If you enjoy anything from these lessons, from the lesson that I'm teaching tonight, please feel free to send me a super chat on YouTube or a badge on Instagram. Thank you so much. Any donation really helps me support Filipino businesses. By the way, my earrings tonight are from bling.co. If you can see them, they're handmade polymer clay earrings, and they have the Filipino sun on them. Hello, everybody. Oh, Kelly said, just married the love of my life. That is so great. Congrats. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. So again, this whole lesson is on my YouTube channel, and the recording will be on YouTube as well. So if you happen to not catch it, or if you want to rewatch it later, it will be here on my YouTube channel. Kelly is from Louisiana. Oh, Emily said audio is good. Good. All right. David is from New Hampshire. Deborah is watching from India. Hello. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So today we will be learning some shopping phrases, or phrases that you can say while shopping in the Philippines, or phrases you can say while eating at a restaurant. However, a lot of these phrases will also work in different contexts. So I want you to take a note of them, even if you're not shopping in the Philippines or eating at a restaurant in the Philippines anytime soon. You'll see that a lot of them can be used in other contexts. So let's take a look at these. Hello. Mr. Sean is from Tampa, Florida. Welcome. Okay, so first of all, I just want to go over the different types of stores in the Philippines. Anyone here been to the Philippines? Raise your hand or just give me a thumbs up. I know many of us might have. Some of us might not have ever been there. Maybe we are just never had the opportunity to go. But in the Philippines, you might see little stores in people's houses. So usually if it's like a 2-story house, there might be a store in the first floor, and it's like their window has things that you can buy. So chips or rice or even some meat and fish, ice sometimes. Those are called sari-sari stores. Sari-sari. Sari-sari means like different things. Different. Because you can buy a lot of different things. So in my picture here, you'll see that you can buy rice, you can buy chips. It's like a really true definition of a convenience store. Maybe you can't go to an actual store, so you just want to walk down the street and you notice that your neighbor has things that you might need. So that is where you can buy things if you're kind of in a pinch. That's called a sari-sari store. Next, there's the palengke. This is like an open market, sometimes called a wet market. And You can buy meats, vegetables, but really you can buy anything here. School supplies, clothes, household items. And the thing about the palenque is that some people might consider it not as clean as a grocery store because they are just there chopping up the meat, preparing the vegetables, weighing it right there. So it's not quite the same as a grocery store because everything is open. Another thing about the palenque is that they are open very, very early, like before dawn. They are hustling and bustling, getting their stalls ready. And then they're usually closed or like activity isn't as busy in the afternoons. Whereas in the grocery store, they are open all day long, usually pretty busy. After people go, get off from work, they'll probably go there. So that's the difference between a palenque and like a grocery store. And then one more thing here, the Divisoria. Has anyone ever shopped at a Divisoria? So I love shopping at the Divisoria because they are known for very cheap products. Not cheap like poor quality, although some of it might be, but cheap as in very affordable. So if you want to get a good deal, this is where you would go, the Divisoria. And this is usually in like really busy areas. The Divisoria that I'm thinking of is in Manila, and some people might say it's a little sketchy. Just make sure you are aware of your surroundings when you are shopping in these places because everyone is trying to get a good deal, right? So it can get kind of crowded. And an interesting thing about the Divisoria, literally in Spanish, the Divisoria means like the dividing line. And it got that name because back in the day when the Spanish colonizers were there was this city called Intramuros, literally meaning like the gated city. That's where government officials were. This was like where the elite lived, Intramuros. Right outside of Intramuros was where the Chinese immigrants were. They were kind of segregated. So this dividing line, the Divisoria, was dividing the wealthy Spanish from the Chinese immigrants who were kind of segregated. And then it got this reputation of having these affordable products from the Chinese merchants who were able to sell these goods for such a cheap price. And so from then on, this area has been known to sell these very affordable things. I think that's so interesting. I love history. I love Filipino things. Let me just catch up on some of these comments here. Hello. Oh, Love and Lulu said, in Pampanga, there's a lot of pickpocketers. I think in any big city, yes, Manila, even Cebu City, you just got to be aware of your surroundings. Yes, very good. Oh, Rua said, I love your content. I'm from Japan. Hello. Welcome. All right, let me check over here on YouTube. Oh, Belle said, going soon, going to the Philippines. Oh, very good. Oh, Lost in the Philippines says, I am in Manila right now. Well, have fun. All right. A lot of people are planning to go soon. Oh, hi, Dita. There you are. Good to see you. Okay. Yes, so here are the different types of stores. So sari-sari, palenque, divisoria. These are known for like places where you can haggle the price. So if you are good at maybe bartering or like asking for a lower price, these are the places to go for that. However, if you go to like a mall, those prices are pretty set in stone, right? You can't really haggle a price tag at the mall. And the picture here on my YouTube channel, if you are looking with me, this is the Mall of Asia. Raise your hand if you've been to the Mall of Asia before. At one point, it was the biggest mall in Asia, but I think last I saw, there are bigger malls now, I think in other countries, but it's still the biggest mall in the Philippines. There's a skating rink, there's like places to watch shows and things like that, and there are lots and lots of floors up there. If you have been there, what is your favorite part of the Mall of Asia? I haven't been there in a very long time. I think one of my favorite things about the Mall of Asia is the surrounding. Like, it's surrounded by water, and you can get a lot of good pictures over there. All right, so that's the mall. That is another place you can go shopping. And then lastly, nowadays, people can go shopping online. So online selling, I don't know if you've ever seen them. It's much like here in America, or if you're just scrolling through your TikTok, a lot of people will sell things online. They'll just hold up the product, and then whoever says mine in the comments, that will go to them. So those are just some different stores in the Philippines. Okay, awesome. Corner is from North Carolina. Welcome, welcome. Are we neighbors? You must be in my backyard. Yes. Frank said, amazing that they have a skating rink inside of the Mall of Asia. Oh, yes. Oh, TMD Texas says, Mall of Asia fireworks. I don't think I've seen the fireworks at Mall of Asia. Yes. The great Chadsby said MOA. That's what they call it, Mall of Asia, MOA. Very good, very good. Okay, so let's jump into these phrases now. So if you are shopping, oh my goodness. I don't know why I have this filter on my Instagram. If you're looking at me, I have dog ears. I don't know how to undo that. So it's going to have to stay like that. I'm sorry. If anyone knows how to turn off this dog filter on Insta, let me know. Anyway, we're going to keep going. So here are some phrases that you can use while shopping. So an employee might come up to you, or they might ask, ano po ang gusto nyo? Ano po ang gusto nyo? So ano means what? Po is a sign of respect. Ang means is, or sometimes it's an article. Gusto means to want or like, but in this case it means to want. Nyo is referring to you. So ano po ang gusto nyo? What do you want? That is something they might ask you when you enter a store. Yes, very good. And then to reply, you can say, pabili ng blank. Can I please buy blank? Pabili ng blank. When you're listening to Tagalog, this is one of my biggest tips for anyone who is like very beginner, still trying to get an understanding of Tagalog. Listen for root words. Okay, so let's take a look at pabili ng blank. The root word here is bili. Bili means to buy. Pabili, the prefix pa, is turning it into like a question. Can I please buy? Pabili ng blank. Can I please buy? So here are some things you might ask for. Pabili ng tubig, water, tubig. Pabili ng yellow, ice, yellow. And then pabili ng chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. So pabili ng blank. Ng means some or a thing. Can I please buy some water? Can I please buy some ice? And so on. Okay? Now, if you want to be specific, you can add an amount or like a number. So, pabili ng dalawang tubig. Can I please buy 2 waters? Pabili ng dalawang tubig. So, let's just take a look at some of these numbers. Isa, 1, isa. Dalawa, 2, dalawa. Tatlo, 3, tatlo. Apat, 4, apat. Lima, 5, lima. Anim, 6, anim. Pito, 7, pito. Walo, 8, walo. Siyam, 9, siyam. Sampu, 10, sampu. So say those with me one more time. Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Apat, lima, anim. Apat, lima, anim. Pito, walo, siyam, sampu. Pito, walo, siyam, sampu. So that's 1 through 10 in Tagalog. Again, if we want to use them, so if I want to say, can I please buy 3 waters? Pabili ng tatlong tubig. So the number goes before the noun. Now, I want you to listen carefully, okay? So I am saying tatlong. Tatlong. There's an ng at the end of the number. The number is tatlo, but I'm saying tatlong tubig. That is because technically you're saying 3 of water. Tatlo ng tubig. So 3 of water. The ng we're just adding there at the end, or tatlo na tubig. And you only add this ng if the number ends in a vowel. So pabili ng isang tubig, pabili ng dalawang tubig. So both of those end with a vowel, so we're adding the ng. If the number ends in a consonant, we don't add ng, we add the word na. Take a listen. Pabili ng 4 na tubig. Can I please buy 4 waters? Pabili ng 6 na tubig. Can I please buy 6 waters? So that's the difference there. You can make the contraction if the number ends in a vowel. Dalawang tubig, tatlong tubig. If the number ends in a consonant, then you add the word na. 6 na tubig, 9 na tubig. Okay? So that's just a little side note. You could always say the number in English. Pabili ng tubig, how many? 6. 6 po. They'll get the idea. Okay? But if you want to practice your numbers, that's a good chance to do it. Okay. Now, let me see. Oh, Ben said the audio is completely out of sync on Instagram. Is that, like, if I'm speaking, can you not hear? Is it, like, really lagged? Also, gosh, these headphones, or these dog ears are so annoying. I don't know how to turn it off. I'm sorry. Any questions? If you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the comments. Okay. It sounds like the audio is okay. Maybe it is the dog filter. I'm sorry. Again, if anyone knows how to turn this filter off, let me know. Anyway, we'll keep going. So those were some basic phrases. Now, if you want to ask how much something is, how much is something? So, magkano ito? Magkano ito? That means how much is this? Magkano ito? Now, again, if you are good at haggling, if you are good at bartering or asking for a lower price, this is something you could say. Walang tawad. Walang tawad. So, wala means nothing. The ng means of, so none of. Tawad literally means forgiveness. So, no forgiveness. Walang tawad. Basically, that means, can the price be reduced? Walang tawad. And then if something is expensive, you can say, ang mahal naman. Ang mahal naman. Mahal means expensive. And technically, you could just say, ang mahal. That's expensive. Ang mahal. Naman is like an emphasis. Oh, wow, that's really expensive. That's too expensive. Maybe if you say that, the store clerk will be like, oh, okay, I'll lower the price. Ang mahal naman. That's too expensive. The opposite of mahal is mura. Ang mura, that's cheap. Ang mura. And that's cheap like affordable, not cheap like it's bad quality. So ang mura is the opposite of ang mahal. And then if you do decide to buy it, it would be sige, bibilin ko. Okay, I'll buy it. Sige, bibilin ko. Remember how I told you to listen for root words? Here is this root word, bili. Again, remember, bili means to buy. We heard it in pabili ng tubig. So here, bibilin ko means I will buy it. So, let's say these phrases one more time. Magkano ito? Magkano ito? How much is this? Walang tawad? Walang tawad? Basically, can the price be reduced? Ang mahal naman. Ang mahal naman. That's too expensive. Ang mura. Ang mura. That's cheap. Or sige, bibilin ko. Okay, I'll buy it. I saw a question up here. Oh, Cowboy Roger Lawson said, is sobrang mahal the same thing? Yes, yes. Sobrang mahal also means that's too expensive or it's really expensive. Sobra means a lot, and then mahal, expensive. A lot of expensive. Really expensive. Very good. Sobrang mahal, same as ang mahal or ang mahal naman. Very good. All right. Next, maybe you are shopping around and you choose something that you like. You could say, gusto ko ito. I want this. Gusto ko ito. So gusto can mean I want or I like. Okay, so maybe if you're talking to your friend, you're like, oh, gusto ko ito. I like this. But if you're talking to the store employee, you could say, oh, gusto ko ito. I want this. So same thing. I want, I like this. The opposite of ito is yan. Gusto ko yan. I want that. Gusto ko yan. If you're looking on YouTube, technically it should be spelled I-Y-A-N. Gusto ko iyan. Gusto ko iyan. But if you're speaking quickly, you'll probably hear it more like gusto ko yan. Gusto ko yan. So that's how I spelled it. Gusto ko yan. So gusto ko ito. I want this. Gusto ko yan. I want that. All right. Oh, yes. Free Training Online said mahal, love versus mahal, expensive. So yes, mahal is a homonym, so it has a couple different meanings depending on how it's used. And it can mean love or expensive. And I looked this up once. Someone had a very interesting theory. Mahal actually is used in other languages, like in Southeast Asia. Other countries use it. I think Malaysia, don't hold me to that. But like other countries also use the word mahal. And it means expensive for them. Or it means actually valuable. So someone like concluded that maybe if something was valuable, like over time, the person you loved is valuable to you. So that's how mahal came to be, love as well. So I think it originated as being valuable and then meaning expensive and then love because the person you love is valuable to you. Ah, nakakakilig. Okay, let's keep going. So, isa pa means one more. Isa pa. Isa means one. We learned that, right? Isa. Pa means still. So one still or one more please. Isa pa. Isa pa. And then, iba na lang. Something else. Iba means different. Na lang means instead. So something different instead or something else. So maybe the store employee came out with some options for you and you didn't really like any of them. So you could say, iba na lang, something else, please. Okay, I think someone had a question. Oh, yes. Chris Black on YouTube said, is there a please in Tagalog? Please in Tagalog is paki. Paki. So, like, buksan means to open. Paki buksan yung bottle. Can you please open this bottle? Paki buksan. So paki is like what you would add before the verb. It's not so much like its own word like we would say please by itself. Although I've heard people say, hey, can you do this, paki? But it's not quite the same. Very good question though. Let's see. Yes, yes. Someone asked on YouTube, I don't know your name because it's in characters. But it said, pwede ko bang gamitin yung salita ng, can I say this instead? So can you say, kukunin ko to instead of bibilin ko? Yes, yes. So we learned, sige, bibilin ko. Okay, I'll buy this. Literally, I will buy this. You could also say, sige, kukunin ko to. Kunin means to take. I will take this. Yes, same idea. I will take this versus I will buy this. Very good, very good. Okay. Very good. Good questions. Okay. Yes. Oh, Gift Palace said mahal means palace in India. Interesting. Okay. TMD Texas said, wala akong pake. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. Wala akong pake means I don't care. I don't give up. Let's see. Kyle said, I had those lumpia from Costco again. Who sells the best lumpia in Toronto? I don't know who sells the best lumpia in Toronto. Okay, let's keep going. Now, I want to show you this phrase. Alin ang gusto mo? Alin ang gusto mo? This might be a question that a store employee might ask you. Alin ang gusto mo? Alin ang gusto mo? Alin means which. Ang means is. Gusto means to want. Mo is referring to you. Alin ang gusto mo? Which do you want? So for example, maybe if there's something behind the counter and you're like, hey, I want one of those. And they're like, oh, alin ang gusto mo? Which do you want? Here are ways you can respond. We already learned, gusto ko ito, gusto ko yan. I want this, I want that. But you can also add an adjective. For example, gusto ko yung, I like the or the one that is, and here are some colors. Gusto ko yung pula, I want the red one. Gusto ko yung kahel, I want the orange one. And then just some other colors. Dilaw, yellow, dilaw. Verde, green, verde. Azul, blue, azul. Lila, purple, lila. Puti, white, puti. Itim, black, itim. Now, before you get on my case, yes, these are the Spanish colors, because remember the Philippines has a lot of Spanish influence both in the culture and the language. There are true Tagalog colors, like for verde and azul, but most commonly, they would just say the Spanish color. And I want you to sound natural, right? I want you to sound like you know what you're talking about. So there are true Tagalog colors. They are just not as commonly used. You are welcome to use them, but these are the ones that are just more commonly used in conversation, and I want you to sound natural, okay? So again, this is the phrase or the sentence structure you could use if you want to say, oh, I want the red one. I want the blue one. Which one do you want? I want the white one. Gusto ko yung puti. Gusto ko yung itim, the black one. So you would just add the adjective there at the end. If you're talking about something and it's not a color, you could use a different adjective. For example, gusto ko yung malaki. I want the big one. Gusto ko yung malaki. Malaki means big. Or gusto ko yung maliit, the little one. Gusto ko yung maliit. So you see, you're just sticking the adjective there at the end, and it means I want the blank one, the small one, the big one. Okay? And then another example, gusto ko yung mahal. I want the expensive one. Gusto ko yung mahal. Or the opposite, gusto ko yung mura. I want the cheap one. Gusto ko yung mura. Okay, so that's kind of a simple one there. Simple sentence structure. And then you could use this sentence structure for other things. Like if you're trying to decide on what you want to eat for dinner, you could say, oh, gusto ko yung adobo. I want the adobo that we had yesterday. Or gusto ko yung pansit. I want the pansit that you cooked. Okay? So gusto ko yung, I want the blank. Now, I always get asked in my classes, what is the difference between ang and yung? Because we learned gusto ko yung blank. Ang and yung both mean the. They are both articles. However, ang is usually used more in a general sense, whereas yung usually is used more for a specific thing. So, in our example, gusto ko yung puti. I want the white one. If someone said, gusto ko ang puti, it's like, I like the white one. Like, it's not as committal. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Here's one way to take a look at it. So, it's the dress versus the dress. There's the dress, that's ang. Then there's the dress, that's yung. So it's kind of like a different way to think about something. Okay. All right. Let's keep going here. Oh, Chandra said, are you taking online classes? We are just wrapping up class 4 now. So I did 1, 2, 3, and 4. So my class sets are just about done. Hopefully I can start another set in the fall. Okay, but I will still try to do these Tagalog Thursdays. This is like my 4th or 5th week. These have been fun. So join me every Thursday. Okay, now, if you want to be respectful while you are shopping, you can add po to any of the phrases we just learned. So remember, in the Philippines, we say po to be respectful to our elders, but also to people in authority. So, like priests, doctors, police officers, but also, even if they're not in authority, if you just want to be respectful, like to someone who is working at a store, feel free to add po. Here are the common placements of po. Usually it's the second word in the phrase. Most commonly, it's the second word. Or it goes after the words ko or na if either of those appear in the phrase. Ko means I or my. Na means already. So if either of those two words appear in a phrase, po usually goes after that. Or po just goes after a set phrase. So when in doubt, always add po to the end of anything you say, and it will be respectful. Okay, that is key there. When you are learning po and you want to be respectful, just add it to the end, and it will always work. But let's take a look at the phrases we just learned and see where the po usually goes. Pabili po ng blank. Can I please buy blank? So as you can see, it's the second word there. Pabili po ng tubig. Pabili po ng blank. Or magkano po ito? How much is this? Again, it's the second word there. Walang tawad po. It's just after this set phrase. And basically for the rest of them too. Ang mahal naman po. It's a set phrase, so it just goes at the end. Ang mura po. Another set phrase. And then, sige po, bibilin ko po. It's just another set phrase. Okay. Let's see. And then just to finish up, here are the other phrases we learned and where po would go. Gusto ko po ito. I want this. Gusto ko po yan. I want that. Remember, we learned gusto ko ito, gusto ko yan. Gusto ko ito, gusto ko yan. If you want to add po, it's gusto ko po ito, gusto ko po yan. And that was rule number 2. If ko appears in the phrase, po would go after that. Next, isa pa po. Isa pa po, that's just a set phrase. One more, please. And then, iba na lang po. Something else, please. Iba na lang po. Just another set phrase. Let me catch up on some of these questions. Yes. Let's see. Chris the Rhino said, isa pa din po. Gusto ko yung malaki po. Is this right? It depends on what you're trying to say. Yes, the gusto ko yung malaki po. I want the big one. That one is correct. I'm not quite sure about the first part of your statement. Okay, all right. Yes, let's keep going. So those were just some phrases that you can say while shopping. Anyone have any questions about these shopping phrases before we move on to the restaurant phrases? So a lot of these you can use in other contexts. So like gusto ko ito, gusto ko yan. It doesn't only have to be about shopping, right? You could be talking about a book, or you could be talking about anything, really. The show that you're watching or a song that you're listening to. Gusto ko ito, gusto ko yan. Okay, now let's keep going. Here are some phrases you can use while eating at a restaurant. When you enter a restaurant, the host or hostess will probably ask you, ilan po sila? Ilan po sila? So ilan means how many. Po is referring to you, or I'm sorry, po is a sign of respect. Sila means they. So how many of you are there? How many are they? So how many are in your party. And then this is where you can just use your numbers in Tagalog. So, isa, dalawa. You could say like, dalawa kami. There are two of us. Dalawa kami. Or tatlo kami. There are three of us. Or you could say, isa lang. Just one. Isa lang. Okay? Now, if you want to ask for a menu, maybe you sat down and they haven't given you a menu yet, this is how you would do it. Pahingi ng menu. Pahingi ng menu. May I please have a menu? Let's take a look at the root word here. Hingi. Hingi means to ask for something. Hingi, hingi. Pahingi means, can I please ask for a menu? So the pa is like asking to do that action. Can I please ask for a menu? Pahingi ng menu. And then if you're looking on YouTube with me here, these asterisks mean that you can switch out this word. So pahingi ng napkin. The thing about napkin though, in the Philippines, if you ask for a napkin, they call a napkin the feminine like sanitary pad. So if that's not what you're asking for, don't ask for it. A napkin that you use to wipe your face, they call that a tissue. So pahingi ng tissue, can I please have a tissue? Okay, so that's just one thing. I made a video once of like restaurant phrases and I said pahingi ng napkin, and a lot of native Filipinos were like, why napkin? Napkin is sanitary pad. Haha, yes, I understand. So don't ask for a napkin if you're at a restaurant. Ask for a tissue. Okay, so pahingi ng blank. And again, you can use this phrase for other contexts. Maybe you are at a friend's house and you're cold. You could say, pahingi ng blanket. Can I please have a blanket? Or can I ask for a blanket? Pahingi ng blank. Can I please have something? Let's see. Deborah asked, what's the difference between kami and it's being covered up here. Let me see. Deborah, I'll answer your question as soon as it like moves up. There's like a heart icon that's covering up part of your question. But kami is the subject pronoun meaning us. And there are other pronouns that mean us or we, but they're probably a different type. There's possessive pronouns, there's subject pronouns. Kami is us in the subject pronoun. Oh, I see. Deborah asked, what's the difference between lang and kami? So I said, isa lang, only one. Lang means only. Kami means us. So dalawa kami, there are two of us. So that's the difference, lang and kami. Oh, Tony asked, why did they say ilan po sila instead of ilan po nyo? Nyo is the possessive pronoun meaning your. So that would be like saying, yes, that's a good question, or that's a good point, because technically it's like how many are in your party? That's a good question. I think because sila is the subject pronoun, it's like they're asking about you as the subject versus the possession of how many people there are. I don't know how to explain the difference between possessive and subjective pronouns sometimes, or subject pronouns. And sometimes there's no rhyme or reason, but just keep that in mind. They will likely say ilan po sila. Good question though. Okay, let's keep going. So, meron ba kayong blank? Meron ba kayong blank? The other spelling of meron is mayroon. Mayroon. That means to have. Meron means to have. Ba is a question word. Kayong means you all, you plural. And then adobo, do you have adobo? Maybe you are looking at the menu and you just want to ask or double check. Meron ba kayong adobo? Do you have adobo? So that is one question you can ask. And then again, it's underlined because you can always switch that out. Meron ba kayong pansit? Meron ba kayong blank? Meron ba kayong sinigang? Do you have pansit? Do you have sinigang? And then you can use this phrase in other contexts. Meron ba kayong aso? Do you have a dog? I'm scared of dogs. Meron ba kayong aso? Do you have blank? Okay, next, if you want to ask about the food, you can say, maanghang ba ito? Is this spicy? Maanghang is spicy. Ba is a question word. Ito means this. Maanghang ba ito? Is this spicy? And then they would say, oo or hindi, yes or no. This is a good phrase to know if you are allergic to something. So, allergic ako sa blank. Allergic ako sa blank. I am allergic to, and here are some things you might be allergic to. Allergic ako sa mani, peanuts. Allergic ako sa mani. Or allergic ako sa gatas, milk, gatas. Or allergic ako sa itlog, eggs. Itlog. And feel free to fill in the blank with an English word. So, allergic ako sa garlic, allergic ako sa blank. And it doesn't only have to be food. It could be allergic ako sa pusa. I'm allergic to cats. Allergic ako sa blank. I am allergic to something. Next, maybe you are done reading the menu and the waiter comes over and says, ano po ang order nyo? Ano po ang order nyo? Ano means what? Po is a sign of respect. Ang means is or are. Order is order. Nyo is referring to you. So what is your order, or what would you like to order? Ano po ang order nyo? Ano po ang order nyo? Your response would just be, gusto ko ng blank. Gusto ko ng blank. I want blank. And if you want to add a couple different things, the word and in Tagalog is at. So let's take a look at these. Here are some things that you might order. So kanin is rice, kanin. Kape, coffee, kape. Tubig, water, tubig. Tsaa, tea, tsaa. Gulay, vegetables, gulay. And prutas, fruits, prutas. So if I were to ask you, ano po ang order nyo? What is your order? You could say, gusto ko ng kanin at gulay. I want some rice and vegetables. Or, gusto ko ng tsaa at kape. I want tea and coffee. Okay, so that's how you would kind of respond there. Let me just catch up here. All right. The great Chadsby said, allergic ako sa isda. He is allergic to fish. Yes, that's one way you can use that. Oh, thank you, Spooky. I'm glad you've enjoyed my videos. Thank you, thank you. Yes, Dave asked, nag-stream ba kayo sa YouTube? Yes, this is on YouTube right now, so you can follow along. Okay, any questions about any of these phrases that we have learned so far? So we know how to say how many are in our party. We've learned how to order something. We've learned how to say things we're allergic to. Now, maybe the food is finally here. You can say, ayan na. There it is, ayan na. Ayan na. That's just an expression. And you can use that in other contexts, not just at a restaurant. Maybe you are at a concert and the opening number was taking a long, long time. You're like, where is the people I actually want to see? So you could, when they come out, you could say, oh, ayan na, there they are. Ayan na, ayan na, there it is. And then a lot of people say, kain tayo, let's eat. Kain tayo, or kain na tayo. Na means already, or sometimes it's like an emphasis. Let's go ahead and eat. Kain tayo, kain na tayo. Now, here are some ways to ask or to talk about the food if it's delicious. So, masarap ba Masarap ba? Is it good? Is it delicious? Masarap ba? Masarap ang pagkain. Masarap ang pagkain. The food is good. You can switch out pagkain and say masarap ang adobo. The adobo is good. Or masarap ang kape. The coffee is good. Masarap ang blank. The blank is good. To be specific, masarap ito. This is good. Masarap ito. Or masarap yan. That is good. Maybe if you tasted your friend's dish, you could say masarap yan. That's good. And then just in a general sense, it would be ang sarap. It's so good. Ang sarap. Ang sarap. Oh, Chris asked a good question on YouTube. What if you wanted to order 2 adobo? Gusto ko dalawa. It would be gusto ko ng dalawang adobo. Gusto ko ng dalawang adobo. So this is kind of where that, remember if it ends in a vowel, then you could just add ng. Gusto ko ng dalawang adobo. I want 2 of adobo. Very good question. All right. Next, if you want to talk about the food and maybe it's not so good, here are some things you might say. Maalat. It's salty. Maalat. That means salty. If you joined my live a couple weeks ago, we learned how to use adjectives. And there are a couple different ways to use an adjective. So you could say maalat, it's salty, maalat. Or you use the root word and say ang alat. It's salty, ang alat. They both mean the same thing and they are used interchangeably. Maalat, it's salty, or ang alat, it's salty. Sometimes ang alat, that form is a little bit more like it would mean, oh, it's so salty. It's too salty. Like it's a little bit more expressive. Or it's like really that thing. Next, matabang. That means tasteless or it needs more seasoning. Matabang, matabang. And then hindi masarap. It's not good. It doesn't taste good. Hindi masarap. All right, so those are just some ways to say, to describe food if it does not taste very good. Okay? So next, maybe you are on your way home and you are talking about your experience at the restaurant. Here are some things you could say with the people you are riding home with. Nagustuhan mo ba yung pagkain? Nagustuhan mo ba yung pagkain? So the root word again, gusto, means to like. Nagustuhan means to have liked. So it's past tense. Mo is referring to you. Ba is a question word. Yung pagkain means the food. So, nagustuhan mo ba yung pagkain? Did you like the food? And then your response would just be oo or hindi. Yes or no. Oo, hindi. Let's see. Free Training said, how would you say I don't like something like food? Oh, it would be, I think I have it here. Here it is. So, paborito ko yung means my favorite was the blank. Paborito ko yung gulay. My favorite was the vegetables. Or I didn't like, ayoko yung gulay. I didn't like, ayoko yung. Technically, it's ayaw ko, but make it a contraction. Ayoko. Ayoko yung blank. Ayoko yung gulay. I didn't like or I don't like the vegetables. And then at the very end, if you want to be very respectful, you can say maraming salamat po. You could say that to the waiter or the waiting staff. Maraming salamat po. Thank you very much. So thank you by itself is salamat, salamat. And to be respectful, it would be salamat po, salamat po. If you want to be very thankful, very respectful, maraming salamat po. Thank you very much. All right. All right. Let's see what else. Okay, let's keep going. Now, I want to take a look at this phrase a little bit closer. Gusto ko ng blank. I want blank. So gusto ko ng kanin at gulay. Remember, I want rice and vegetables. So we've already seen this phrase. I want to break it down a little bit. There's a difference between gusto ko ng, which is what we learned, versus gusto ko yung. So gusto ko ng means I want some or a thing. Gusto ko ng kanin, I want some rice. Gusto ko ng saging, I want a banana. Gusto ko ng tubig, I want some water. So as you can see, ng can be some or a thing, depending on what you're trying to say. So gusto ko ng blank means I want some or a thing. I want. However, if you say gusto ko yung, that means I like something. So gusto ko ng means I want. Gusto ko yung means I like. So let's take a look at these. Gusto ko yung tinapay. I like the bread. Gusto ko yung tsaa. I like the tea. Gusto ko yung server natin. I like our waiter. Okay, so that's the difference there. The ng means you want it. Yung means I like it. It's a very minor difference. If you happen to mix it up, it's not that big of a deal. However, there is a difference when it's a question. So let's take a look at this. Gusto mo ba ng tinapay? Gusto mo ba ng tinapay? The ng means do you want some bread? Do you want some bread? Gusto mo ba ng tinapay? However, if you say, gusto mo ba yung tinapay? Gusto mo ba yung tinapay? That means, do you like the bread? The bread that we are eating right now, do you like it? So that's just the difference there. It really pops out when it's a question. Gusto mo ba ng tinapay? Do you want some bread? Versus, gusto mo ba yung tinapay? Do you like the bread? Okay, so very minor difference there. If you happen to mix it up, it's not that big of a deal. It's just one of those things that is just like a nuance of Tagalog. Mr. Urban World said, gusto ko ng McDonald's. Ako din. You pay. Yes, McDonald's tayo. Okay. Nanay, tatay, gusto ko ng tinapay. That's a nursery rhyme. Yes, Dennis said, gusto ko ng Jollibee. I want some Jollibee. You get it. So I want versus I like. Okay? Now, we are wrapping it up here. I will finish this lesson by asking you, ano ang paborito mong restaurant? Ano ang paborito mong restaurant? Can you figure out what I'm asking you? And then type it in the comments. Ano ang paborito mong restaurant? Or another way to ask it is, ano ang paborito mong kainan? Like, kainan literally means like the place to eat. So it's like technically restaurant. So yeah, that's the way you could say it. Ano ang paborito mong kainan? Yes, very good. Filipino 25, got it right. What is your favorite restaurant? Love and Lulu said, my favorite restaurant is Korean. Lucky said chicken adobo, barbecue. Very good. Yes, SF180, you got it. Very good. Yes, Tony said, how would you say I want that bread? So I want that bread would be gusto ko yung tinapay. Now, that bread, like this specific one, would be like, gusto ko yung tinapay na yun. Gusto ko yung tinapay na yun. I like that specific bread. Very good. Very good. Yes, you guys all got it. Now, if you want to reply in Tagalog, this is how you would do it. Paborito ko ang blank kasi blank. So, ano ang paborito mong restaurant? Paborito ko ang, here are some examples. Paborito ko ang Jollibee kasi masarap ang pagkain. So, kasi means because, kasi. And then masarap ang pagkain means the food is delicious. Very good. Paborito ko ang blank kasi blank. I want you to write that in the comments. Ano ang paborito mong restaurant? And then formulate your answer. Paborito ko ang blank kasi blank. Here's another example. Paborito ko ang McDo kasi mura lang. So my favorite is McDonald's because it's cheap. So that's just to show you the sentence structure here. Paborito ko ang blank kasi blank. My favorite is blank because blank. I'm just reading some comments here. So Free Training said, there's that word ba, and if you continue saying it, it becomes many different words. Oh, the ba. Are you talking about like ba. A lot of comedians make jokes about that, right? Like ba. So depending on how you're saying it, it could be ba, chin, ba. Emphasis is on the first syllable, ba. Then there's ba. Emphasis is on the second syllable. That means to go down, ba. Like going down an elevator, ba. Then there's ba, like the question word that we know. So a lot of people say like, ba ka ba? Are you going down? Ba ka ba? Are you gonna go down the elevator or going down the stairs? Yeah. Funny. All right. Let's see what people's answers were. Oh, Tony said, paborito kong restaurant, ang Red Lobster. Or, paborito ko ang Red Lobster kasi, because, why? Very good. Paborito ko ang ... So, those are just some phrases that you can use when you're shopping or when you're eating at a restaurant. Parker said, paborito ko ang mesa kasi masarap ang sisig. I've never eaten there before. Saan yan? Where is mesa? Filipino25 said, love your earrings. Thank you. They are from bling.co. Make sure you find them on Instagram. Okay, so again, just to review, this is what we learned today. We learned the different types of stores. Remember, there are some stores in people's houses. Those are called sari-sari stores. Sari-sari means a variety, like a variety of things, because they sell a variety of things at their stores. So the stores in people's homes, those are sari-sari stores. Then there's the palengke, or the wet market. You can buy produce, you can buy meats, you can buy household items there. Then there's divisoria. That's like an outdoor, it's not even outdoor. It's just like a bazaar, or like a place where you can buy really affordable things, usually clothes or even household items as well. And then there's the mall. Of course, you can't really haggle the price at the mall. Those price tags are pretty set in stone. And then there's online selling, of course. And then we also learned some shopping phrases. So, can I please buy something? Or asking for more or something. Then we learned how to incorporate numbers and colors. And then we learned that you can use a lot of these phrases in other contexts, right? Not only in shopping, you can ask for something, maybe if you're at a friend's house, or you can say these phrases maybe when you're just hanging out, like watching a movie. And then lastly, we finished off by learning some restaurant phrases as well. We learned how to describe food, if food is delicious or something like that. Let me just catch up here. Oh, Hoff Basse said, shout out from Tagaytay, Besh. When my kid gets old enough, I want him taught by you. Sige, kaya mo yan. You can do it. G-Max said, hi from Canada. Hello from Victoria, BC. Hello, everyone. Oh, Deborah said, what's pasalubong? Anyone know what pasalubong is? Pasalubong is, so salubong, the root word salubong means to like meet someone where they are. Salubong. Pasalubong is a souvenir usually brought by someone who has been away. So usually Filipinos who go back to the Philippines have a lot of pasalubong for their families. So chocolates, t-shirts, toys for kids, a lot of the things that they can't afford on their own, or things, just a way to show that you've been thinking of them. Or like if you just happen to go on a business trip, you might bring a pasalubong back for your family because you thought of them while you were away. That's a pasalubong. All right. Jackie said, hey from the Bay Area. Hello, hello. Alrighty. Yes, you meet them and give them a gift, Love and Lulu said. Well, I will see you next Tagalog Thursday. If you joined our lesson midway, I will be redoing this lesson sometime during the week. I like to do my lives twice, just in case anyone wasn't able to join. The recording will be on my YouTube, but I know people like to be in the chat and like ask their own questions. I wasn't able to do a repeat of last Thursday's, so I will do a repeat of that one too. So there will be 2 repeat lessons. Anyway, if you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the comments and then I will try to answer. Have a good rest of your night, everybody. Salamat! Hello, hello, everybody. Look at us here on this late night. It is almost my bed. Actually, it's past my bedtime. 9:57 over here in North Carolina. I hope you are joining me tonight to learn some Tagalog. Let me go ahead and start my Instagram here. You know I like to catch as many people as I can because it's more fun when there's more of us learning together, right? Hello, hello, everybody. I am live on my YouTube channel right now, and I am live on Instagram as well. If you want to catch my slides and my presentation, go ahead and hop onto my YouTube channel because I have all of the information that you need up there written out. So go ahead and jump onto my YouTube channel if you want to see the information written out. Okay, I will go ahead and get started here. So today, we will actually be learning some verbs and related nouns and objects and vocabulary about eating and food. I think this is going to be a good lesson for you because you'll be able to use some of these phrases and words on a daily basis, I think. But first, go ahead and write in the comments where you are watching from and your age. I always like to know who I am teaching. Sometimes I have some very young people. Sometimes I have older people who are just wanting to learn some Tagalog. So go ahead and write where you are currently watching. I am over here in North Carolina. Again, it is way past my bedtime, you guys. But I like to get I like to try out different times just to see my demographics, see who is watching, and maybe I'll catch people at different times. Hello, hello. Chandra is from India. Hello, hello. Shaden is 22. Adam, BGC. Raymond is in Chicago. Oh, I have a friend in Chicago. CBND Zida is, so it's so beautiful. Salamat, maraming salamat. Let's see, who else? San Jose, I am a sweet potato. Raven is from South Korea. Nikki is from Guam. Hello, hello. Shaden is from Hawaii. Brittany is also from Guam. Hello, kamusta ka from Arizona? F2JR said, I'm watching from the Philippines. Hello. Saan sa Pilipinas? That's so cool. Georgia, 29. Awesome. Nikki is 35. Hello, hello. I am over here in North Carolina and I am 32 years old. Mount Mayon. Pooch 2024 said, you know, my family is from Bicol, so we visit the Mayon every single time we go home. David is from San Diego, but currently in Hawaii at the moment. Oh, lucky. Mark is from El Paso. Kenvi is from San Jose. Hello, hello. How about over here on YouTube? Where are you guys from? George is from Cyprus. Hello, hello. Sure is from the U.S. Hello, hello. Orpix is from Maryland. Jack is from Alberta, Canada. Also, let me know if my audio is okay. I have two mics plugged in, one for YouTube, one for Instagram. So let me know if you can hear me okay. There shouldn't be an echo if it's working. Air is from Ohio. James is from the US. Leo is from Florida. Hello, hello. Deborah from India. Hello again. I think I've seen you here before many, many times. That guy is from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Hello, hello. Ruben from California. Jeffrey is from Arkansas. Oh, Bonnie is in New Zealand. What time is it in New Zealand? My goodness. Victor is from Detroit. Coconut Dreams from LA. And then to La Union. Oh, right. Ohio to LA to La Union. I remember now. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Ballroom is from Utah. Nicholas is from Dubai. Okay, we got to get started, you guys. So again, if you are joining me on Instagram, I'm going live on YouTube as well, and you will be able to see my full lesson on here. So we're going to be learning some verbs about eating and food. Then we will learn how to conjugate these verbs so that you can use them in phrases and in a conversation. Then we will do some practice throughout as well. Oh, Dream Key Success is from Nashville. Hello, hello. Melania is from Houston. Hello. So here are some verbs that you might hear or say about food. So magluto is to cook. Magluto. Magluto. Next, kain is to eat. Kain. You might also hear kumain. Same thing. We'll see the difference there. Inom is to drink. Inom. Inom. Tikman is to taste. Tikman, tikman. So kain is to eat. Tikman is to taste. So that's the difference there. Magsaing is to cook rice. I always thought this word was very interesting because it really shows how important rice is to the Filipino culture, right? There is a single word for to cook rice. Magsaing. Magsaing. Instead of saying to cook rice, it's just this one word. Again, indicating that rice and then cooking rice, eating rice is very important to the Filipino culture. And then lastly, maghain, to set the table. Maghain. So now let's see how all of these verbs will be conjugated or changed so that we can use them in these in certain phrases. So again, let's look at these verbs one more time. Try saying them with me. Magluto, to cook. Magluto. Magluto. And then kain, to eat. Kain. Inom, to drink. Inom. Tikman, to taste. Tikman. Magsaing, to cook rice. Magsaing. And then maghain means to set the table or to prepare food. Maghain. Or Pig said, what time does the stream end? He or she has work at 7 bukas. It usually lasts about an hour, but if you happen to jump off, this recording will be on my YouTube channel afterwards. Okay, so those are the verbs. Now, just a note about verb conjugation in Tagalog. So, first of all, a verb is an action word. Sometimes I like to just start from the very basics so we don't lose any information. So a verb is an action word, okay? And then to conjugate means to change into a different form. One time in my class, I was throwing this word around, conjugate, and someone asked, sorry, what does conjugate mean? So conjugate means to change into a different form. Okay, so we have to change it depending on the tense we are using. So here are the different types of tenses. There's the present tense. I am eating. Right now, I am eating. That's the present moment, right? The current moment in time, present tense. Then there's past tense. So past tense is like yesterday or last week, the other month. So it's already happened. That's past tense. Then there's future tense, which is tomorrow, next week, next year. It will happen in the future. That's future tense. Then these are just some other tenses. There's the present perfect tense, like you have been eating. There's the pluperfect tense, I had eaten lunch. And then there's just so many more in English. So that's just the idea here. We're going to take a verb and then we're going to conjugate it or change it depending on the tense. Okay? And feel free to write any comment or write any questions in the comments. Oh, Timmy Time said, hello, Pat. Hello, kamusta ka? Sometimes they go really fast, these comments. So if yours gets pushed up too quickly and I don't catch it, feel free to write it again. Okay, so that is just an overview of verb conjugation. Now, in Tagalog, there are 5 main types of verbs. I love linguistics and I love grammar. So take a look at this. There's mag-verbs, ma-verbs, in, and E-verbs. Okay, so those are the 5 different types of verbs. We're going to focus on only a few of them tonight because not all of the verb types are covered in the verbs that we talked about. But you'll see kind of this pattern that we have to follow. BK Park said verb conjugation is sobrang mahirap. Verb conjugation is very hard. It can be hard. There's like patterns, but then sometimes like there are exceptions. So yeah, it can be tricky, but I would say I'll give you some tips as we learn. Okay, let's keep going. So some of these verbs are actor focused and some are object focused. What does that mean? An actor focused verb means that the subject is doing the action. For example, the boy is playing. The subject here is the boy, and he is doing the action. He is playing. The boy is playing. So that is actor focused. Kind of makes sense, right? Now, object focused verbs are when the action is being done to the subject. So for example, wash the dishes. Wash the dishes. Now the subject are the dishes. And then the action is being done to them. They are being washed. Okay, so wash the dishes. All right. Now, so that's just the difference between actor and object-focused verbs. We'll see how this affects the phrase that we have to say. Okay? Let me just catch up on some of these comments. Brian Wong said, how often do you do these online lessons? We have been doing Tagalog Thursdays for like 4 or 5 weeks now. So Tagalog Thursdays, I try to come on here on YouTube and on Instagram or TikTok live. Usually at around this time, sometimes a little bit earlier. And then I like to repeat the lesson another time during the week, just in case people weren't able to join the live. I know people like to write in the chat if they have specific questions. I have to do repeats on like the last 2 lessons, but they will come. I promise. I'm going to work on them next week. All right. Yeah, so object focused has to be a direct object. Yes, that's the idea. It's like a direct object there. All right, let's keep going. So now, in order to make a phrase, here are some subject pronouns that we can use. Ako means I. Ako. Ka is referring to you, singular. Ka. Siya is he or she. So you'll notice it's gender neutral. Siya, he or she. You have to listen to the context clues to determine who someone is talking about. And then just a note about pronunciation, it's siya, siya. The S-I-Y combination makes the sh sound in Tagalog. Some regions say siya, but in the Luzon, central Luzon area, in the Tagalog region, it's siya, siya. Next, sila is they, sila. Tayo is we inclusive, tayo. And then kami is we exclusive. So in Tagalog, there are 2 types of we. There's inclusive and exclusive. For example, tayo is all of us together. It's inclusive. Everyone is included. Kumakain tayo. We are all eating. You see how it's inclusive? Now, kumakain kami is me and someone else. Me and my husband, Chris. Kumakain kami. We are eating. You are not included. I'm just telling you about it. For example, you called me and you're like, hey, what are you doing? I would say, oh, kumakain kami. we are eating. It's exclusive because you're not included. That's kind of tricky there, but I think you'll see it if in these examples. Gosh, Instagram, why didn't you tell me my microphone was not plugged in? Let me know if this works a little bit better, okay? Okay, so my microphone is plugged in. Hello, hello. Let me know if that helps or if it's worse. Okay, now, kayo is you plural. Kayo. So that's you all. Kumakain kayo. You all. So that's you plural. Okay, so try saying those with me. Ako is I. Ka is you singular. Siya is he or she. Sila, they. Tayo, we inclusive. Kami, we exclusive. Kayo, you plural. Okay? Yes, Jack said, what about kayo? Yep, and that's correct, Cassidy Lee. Kayo is like y'all, you all. Are you in the South like me? Y'all is very, very common. You all. Very good. All right. Anyone have any questions about these subject pronouns? There's a little twist there we'll see at the end. But those are just some subject pronouns we're going to start with. Now, this is the basic sentence structure when we want to say like a phrase. Verb goes first and then it's the pronoun. Verb and then pronoun. Take a look at this. Magluto means to cook. So here is a phrase. Nagluluto ako. I am cooking. Nagluluto ako. Do you see how the verb goes first and then it's the pronoun? Nagluluto ako. I am cooking. Nagluluto ka. You are cooking. Nagluluto siya, he or she is cooking. Nagluluto sila, they are cooking. Nagluluto tayo, we are cooking. Inclusive, all of us. We are in the same kitchen, we are cooking together. Actually, someone in one of my classes said that. When you think of tayo, think of together. Tayo, together. Tayo, together. We are all doing it together. Kind of makes sense. So, nagluluto tayo, we are cooking. Nagluluto kami, we are cooking exclusive. So, me and my kids, nagluluto kami, nagluluto kami. We are all cooking, or we are cooking. Last one, nagluluto kayo, you all are cooking. So, you all as a class, nagluluto kayo. Gerard said, can you do an example with kayo? Yep, that last one. Nagluluto kayo. Nagluluto kayo. Okay. Oh, Jack said, how does mag end up nag? Very good. That's a good question. It's part of the conjugation pattern. We'll see it in just a minute, okay? Now, just a note about Tagalog verbs. All Tagalog verbs have a root word. There's a root in there. So take a listen or listen carefully for the root words. Then an affix or an infix is added to conjugate the verb. So something is added to the beginning. Sometimes it's added in the middle. Sometimes it's even added at the end. And that will indicate if it's present, past, future, or any other tense. Okay, so there's a root word and then something is added. For example, magluto, again, to cook. Nagluluto ako means I am cooking. That's present tense. Nagluto ako, I cooked. That's past tense. Magluluto ako, I will cook. That is future tense. So I want you to point out the root words when you're listening to Tagalog. That will really help in the translation of whatever someone is saying. So if you can pick out root words, that's kind of half of the battle. Then you have to figure out, are they cooking right now? Did they cook yesterday? Or are they going to cook in the future? Okay, so one tip there is really listen to root words. Oh, Air Kev said, nagluluto ako ng kare-kare. Oh, pahingi, can I have some? Oh, Deborah said, what is the difference between kami and kayo? Let's take a look again. Oh, kami is we exclusive. So me and someone else. Nagluluto kami, we are cooking. Kayo is you all. You all as a class, nagluluto kayo. All right? Good question. Any other questions that I have not seen? Okay, if you have a question and I didn't see it, feel free to write it again. Darius said, how's it going today, Pat? Mabuti naman. It's going good. Ikaw, kumusta ka? All right, so now let's start with these mag-verbs. Remember I said there are 5 main types of verbs in Tagalog: mag, ma, in, and e. We're going to start with mag-verbs. Mag-verbs are actor-focused. Remember, it's a direct subject, direct object. They are also the most common type of verb in Tagalog. The ones we learned tonight were magluto, to cook, magsaing, to cook rice, maghain, to set the table. So do you see how they all have mag at the beginning? So that tells you, oh, I have to conjugate it like a mag verb. Now, here is the pattern for conjugating mag verbs. So this is the pattern. The affix is nag, then there's a repeated first syllable, and then the root. So magluto becomes nagluluto. Nagluluto. Then magsaing becomes nagsasaing. Do you see how the affix is nag? Then there's a repeated first syllable, and then it's the root. Nagsasaing ako. I am making rice. Last one, maghain, to set the table or to prepare food. Maghain is naghahain. Naghahain. Naghahain ako ng hapunan. I am preparing dinner, or I'm setting the table for dinner. Okay? So those are the different examples of how you conjugate mag verbs. So again, the pattern is the affix is nag, then there's the repeated first syllable, and then the root. Magluto becomes nagluluto. So I think it was Jack on YouTube asked, how does mag end up as nag? Okay, so that is where that comes from. It's just the conjugation pattern. So let's see some phrases here. So, nagluluto ako ng adobo. Do you see how the pattern is there? Nag is the affix, then there's a repeated first syllable, and then the root. Nagluluto ako ng adobo. Ng, ng, means some or a thing. So, I am cooking adobo. I am cooking some adobo. Someone asked a very good question in one of my classes. Nang, do you have to have nang? Could you just say, nagluluto ako adobo? I am cooking adobo. Yes, you have to have nang in this phrase. Otherwise, it's an incomplete sentence. So, I am cooking some adobo. Nagluluto ako ng adobo. One more thing a lot of people always get mixed up is, what is the difference between ang and nang? Ang is an article, meaning the or a thing. Nang is a preposition. Sometimes it's just a sentence marker that goes before a noun. Again, translating to some or a thing. Let me take a look at some of these questions here. Oh, yes. Doesn't the sentence have to be object focused since kare-kare is the direct object and subject? Let me take a look at Kev's comment again. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh my goodness, that is such a good question. Orpik, so yes, sometimes a verb can be object or subject focused. In Kev's comment, it was subject focused, but yes, you're correct. It could also be object focused, in which case we would have to change the pronoun. But Kev's comment was correct. Nagluluto ako ng kare-kare, because in his context, it is subject focused. Very good. But yes, in other contexts, it could also be object focused. We'll actually see an example of that at the very end. Okay, another example for mag verbs. Nagsasaing ako ngayon. Nagsasaing ako ngayon. Nagsasaing ka ngayon. You are cooking rice right now. So this is just an example of how you can use like context clues. Ngayon means right now. Ngayon. Ngayon can also mean today. Like, nagsaing ako ngayon. I made rice today. So again, just depending on the context clues, we know it's right now because the conjugation is in the present tense. Nagsasaing ka ngayon. You are making rice right now. Rico on Instagram asked, does yung mean is? Yes. Yung and ang are interchangeable. And it means like yung sometimes actually means the thing. Like yung adobo, the adobo, ang adobo. Same thing. However, in different contexts, it means like the thing. Yung can be a little bit more specific. Okay, let's keep going. Last example here is naghahain kami ng hapunan. We are setting out dinner or we are preparing dinner. Naghahain kami ng hapunan. So what I want you to get from this slide and from these examples is first, you can see the conjugation pattern in use, right? So affix is nag, then there's a repeated first syllable, and then the root. Nagluluto, nagsasaing, naghahain. And then, if you want to add an object, the sentence marker here is nang, N-G, nang. There is another nang in Tagalog, N-A-N-G, nang. That one is an adverb and always goes with a verb. So the only difference is if you're writing it out, you should know the difference. Nang, N-A-N-G, is an adverb, always goes with a verb. N-G is it's like a sentence marker, sometimes a preposition, and it goes with a noun. Okay. Now, I want you to do some examples. Let's take a look at these. He is cooking pansit. Siya is he. And I want you to translate it in Tagalog. He is cooking pansit. What do you think? Oh, you're welcome, Jez. Salamat sa lahat ng mga video mo, ate. Maraming salamat din. How would you say he is cooking pansit? Pansit. He is cooking pansit. How would you say he is cooking pansit? And I gave you a hint. Siya is he. Jack said, magkukuking ako. You could do that. You could do Taglish. Absolutely. If you don't know a verb in Tagalog, you could turn it into a mag-verb. Magkukuk ako. Very good. Yes, or picks. Yes, very good. Sure got it. Coconut Dreams, very good. Bonnie, you got it. Deborah, very good. So again, here it is. Nagluluto siya ng pansit. Oh, not again. On Instagram, I did it again where I got the dog ears. I don't know how to undo that, you guys. That's what happened last time. Okay, it's going to have to stay. I'm sorry. Very good. Yes. So, nagluluto siya ng pansit. Very good, you guys. Yes, JM got it. Nagluluto siya ng pansit. So, again, I want you to focus on the sentence structure. It's verb, then pronoun, then nang, and then the object. Nagluluto siya ng pansit. Yes, Orpik said, siya and nang can be combined to make siyang. Is this legal? Yes, absolutely. Tagalog is all about making like contractions or putting words together. So nagluluto siyang pansit. It doesn't, technically you can. It's not what is commonly said. Like it's not what is heard, but it is not wrong. All right. They are making rice. Oops, I just showed you the answer. They are making rice. Sila is they. Brian said, what's pansit? Who would like to describe pancit. Yes, Deborah said Filipino noodles. It's just like noodles that are stir-fried. They have veggies, sometimes shrimp, sometimes chicken. And it's definitely influenced by like the Chinese culture. Actually, I looked it up one day and it goes back all the way to when like the Chinese immigrants moved to the Philippines. And actually, it was considered like fast food because it was quick to make. And then they sold it for like very cheap. And then a lot of people would buy it when they were like out and about or during their lunch break. So yes, and it is commonly served at all special occasions, birthdays, New Year's, and it represents long life when you eat it on your birthday. Yes, Jack said very thin noodles, also, although sometimes they can be thick noodles as well. So pancit bihon versus pancit canton. Canton is the thicker noodles. Pancit bihon is the thinner noodles. All right. They are making rice. What do you think? They are making rice would be nagsasaing sila. Nagsasaing sila. So nagsasaing means making rice. And then sila is they. Very good. Sure, you got it. You got it. All right. Next. David Jr. said it's one of my favorites. Me too. I love pancit. Very good. All right. Are you preparing lunch? I didn't mean to show you the answer. Are you preparing lunch? Ka means you. Tanghalian is lunch. Ba is a question word. So are you preparing lunch? Here is how you would say it. And I want to show you because ba has a certain placement. Naghahain ka ba ng tanghalian? Oh, I misspelled tanghalian there. There should be a G. Naghahain ka ba ng tanghalian? All right. So, are you making lunch? Ba goes after ka. Okay? So, naghahain ka ba ng tanghalian? Are you preparing lunch? All right. Now, let's take a look at these verbs. Remember, there are 5 main types of verbs: mag, ma, in, and e verbs. Mag, we just learned. Now let's take a look at these verbs. They can be actor or object focused. Now, kain means to eat. We learned that right in the beginning. Kain means to eat. Inom means to drink. Now let's take a look at their conjugation patterns. Usually for verbs, the pattern is goes between the first and second letter, and then it's the root. Goes before the first and second letter, and then it's the root. For example, kain becomes kumakain. Kumakain. So goes between the first and second letter, and then it's the root. Hello on Instagram. If you are just joining me, again, all of this is on my YouTube channel. You will be able to follow along. Okay? So, that is the common pattern for verbs. Inum is different. It's a miscellaneous verb. This is the conjugation for inum. Inum will be umiinom. Umiinom. So technically, it is still an verb. But the doesn't go where it usually goes. This time, for the word inum, it goes at the beginning of the word. And then there's a repeated first syllable, and then it's the root. Umiinom. So what I just want you to get from this is try to remember these patterns, or at least try to recognize them when you hear someone speak Tagalog. Okay? Now, here are some phrases that you might hear or see using kain and inom. Kumakain ako ng lumpia. I am eating lumpia. Kumakain ako ng lumpia. So, do you see the pattern here? The just goes before the between the first and second letter. Kumakain ako ng lumpia. I am eating lumpia. Now, for inom, you could say, umiinom sila ng tubig ngayon. Umiinom sila ng tubig ngayon. Oh, Coco JJ on Instagram said, but why is needed? Why is needed at all? So it's like, why can't you just say inom, inom, inom? Again, because it's the idea of conjugating a verb or changing the verb into a different tense, right? Kind of like eat, I am eating something, or I ate something, or I will eat something. So you have to change the verb depending on the tense. Very good question, though. It would be very easy if all the verbs could just stay the same. Okay. Kumakain ako ng balot. Talaga, Kev? Pahingi nga. Kev is eating balot and I said, oh, can I have some? Very good. Kumakain ako ng lumpia. Oh, you are BK Park. Awesome. Bibimbap is also sarap. Yes, Dutchman, you're correct. Any questions about all of these or any of these phrases or how to use verbs? Now, let's take a look at some examples here. I want you to translate these to Tagalog. I am eating breakfast. Breakfast in Tagalog is almusal. How would you say, I am eating breakfast? Or, they are drinking alcohol. Alak is alcohol. Did you know that? Alak is alcohol. So how would you say that? I am eating breakfast and they are drinking alcohol. Okay, this is how you would say it. I am eating breakfast. Yes, K-Dog got it on YouTube. Kumakain ako ng almusal. Very good. Sure, got it. Yes, Coco JJ, very close. Kumakain almusal. Don't forget the pronoun. So, kumakain ako ng almusal. I am eating some breakfast. You have to have that nang in there. And it just indicates like some or a thing. So you have to have nang. Otherwise, it's an incomplete sentence. Kumakain ako ng almusal. Very good. Brian Wong got it. Umiinom sila ng alak. They are drinking alcohol. Very good. K-Dog got it as well. Umiinom sila ng alak. Very good. So now you know. Now you know if you go to the Philippines and you hear the word alak, it's like, oh, gusto mo ng alak? Be sure you know what they're asking. Do you want alcohol? Yes or no? Oh, yes. Very good. BK Park said, umiinom ako ng tubig. I am drinking water. All right. This is the last type of verb we will practice tonight. In-verbs. Again, remember there are 5 types of verbs. Mag, ma, in, and e. We learned mag-verbs. We learned verbs. Now, this is the in-verbs. These are usually object-focused. Tikman is to taste, and this was the only in-verb we learned tonight. Tikman. Now, this is the pattern for tikman in the present tense. In goes between the first and second letter, and then it's the root. So, tikman becomes tinitikman. Tinitikman. So, in goes between the first and second letter, and then it's the root. Tinitikman. Rico said, is alak alcohol? I thought it was wine. It's alcohol, just like in general. Very good, very good. Jack said, umiinom sila ng Red Horse. Red Horse is a very strong beer made in the Philippines. Yes. Yes, K-Doc said, does gusto mean to want and to like? Yep, it can mean both, depending on the context. All right, let's keep going. Okay. Based Pedro said, the dog ears are too funny. I don't know how to turn it off. This is what happened last time, too. I'm sorry. Okay, so here's an example of using in a sentence. I'm sorry, tikman in a sentence. Tinitikman ko yung sopas. I am tasting the soup. Tinitikman ko yung sopas. So there is the pattern. In goes between the first and second letter, and then it's the root. Tinitikman ko yung sopas. Does anyone notice a difference here? There is something different here. All right. Tinitikman ko yung sopas. I am tasting the soup. Does anyone notice something different? Anyone? Let's see. Oh, Bonnie, I'll answer your question in just a minute, okay? So, this time, we are saying, tinitikman ko yung sopas. Ko means I in this phrase. So far, we have been using ako, right? Nagluluto ako, I am cooking. But now we are saying, tinitikman ko, I am tasting. So instead of ako, we are using ko. And ko is a possessive pronoun. You'll see down here in this like pink box. And in this green box, it says in and e verbs must be used with a possessive pronoun since the object is the focus of the sentence. So remember, Coco JJ said, is ko short for ako? I guess technically, but they're different. They are different types of pronouns. And again, this green box says anytime we are using an in or e verb, we have to use a possessive pronoun. I think of it as the person in the sentence is in possession of that object that is in focus. So we have to use a possessive pronoun. Okay, so here are some possessive pronouns. Ko is my or I. Mo is your or you, singular. Niya, her or his, he or she. Nila, their or they. Natin, our or we inclusive. Namin, our or we exclusive. Ninyo is your or you plural. And then, that's it. Nyo is your or you plural. Sorry, I got distracted by some of these comments. Yes. Okay. So those are the different types of possessive pronouns. And who was it? I think Deborah. Deborah on YouTube asked, how do you know if a verb is an verb? Or how do you know if it's an e-verb? So for some verbs, it's obvious what type they are, like magluto, magsaing. They are mag-verbs because they have mag in them. However, for verbs like inom, kain, tikman, they don't have the infix in their root, right? Or in their infinitive form. Infinitive means like not conjugated. So you have to, it's just a matter of gaining more vocabulary. Unfortunately, there is no rhyme or reason that I have discovered. I've tried looking it up, and there's no clear explanation as to why some verbs fall into the category, why some verbs are ma-verbs, or why some verbs are e-verbs. I think it's just from the linguistic gods back in the day. Someone in Tagalog was like, this is going to be an in-verb. This is going to be an verb. Something like that. There is no clear explanation. If I discover one, I will share it. Or if anyone knows of an explanation why they are that way, please let me know. But again, it's just one of those things where you have to listen to Tagalog, kind of make a mental note of how verbs are conjugated, and then conjugate it in that way again next time. Okay, so now let's take a look at tikman. And here are some examples. So I am tasting the dessert. I am tasting the dessert. Panghimagas means dessert. How would you say that? I am tasting the dessert. Dutchman said, I know there's a difference between ako and ko, but people don't understand you? They'll understand you. It's just not technically correct. You know, someone might correct you and say, "Oh, it should be ako, it should be ko." But technically they like mean the same thing. Cassidy said, "Wow, Tagalog takes a lot of memorization." I know that it can be kind of tricky. I would suggest maybe watching some Tagalog movies. Netflix has some. Prime Video has some as well. Sometimes YouTube just has some free Tagalog videos or Tagalog movies. They might be a little bit older, but it's a good way to listen and catch patterns, a good way to listen for root words or things like that. Or if you know a native Tagalog speaker, ask them to speak to you only in Tagalog. Try that. All right. Very good. Sure, and Brian, you got it. Tinitikman ko ang panghimagas or yung. Very good. Yes, so both of you said yung, or it could be ang. Again, they are interchangeable, but yung is a little bit more specific. It's like, oh, I'm tasting the desserts, or I'm tasting the dessert. Very good, very good. Now, how would you say taste this? Taste this. How would you say taste this? Ito means this. Oh, Deborah asked, can you suggest some nice Filipino movies? If you have Netflix, I just recently watched Rewind. Has anyone watched it? So Rewind, I think it was like the biggest blockbuster movie in the Philippines recently. And it has Ding Dong Dantes and Marian Rivera. They are actually married in real life, and they are starring in it together. Oh my goodness, it's happy and sad at the same time. The premise, I won't give you the ending. They are married, but then she dies. That's not a secret. Okay, that's in the preview there. She passes away, and then he is given a chance to spend more time with her. He gets a chance to rewind for like a few days, or maybe it's like one day. I don't remember. But he has a chance to kind of redo part of his relationship. That's a good one. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Yes. Louis said, yes, it's crazy. It is kind of a crazy movie, but it's so good. Oh my goodness, it's good. Yes, Bonnie said, I cried so much watching Rewind. If you love someone, you might cry. Yes. Oh, Ray said, I saw advice by a linguist that language acquisition is faster and a better way to learn. Where should I start as a total beginner? I would say, as a total beginner, try getting more vocabulary. So vocabulary about things that you see or use every day. And then use those vocabulary terms little by little in your everyday conversation. For example, key in Tagalog is susi. So if you wanted to say, where are my keys? You can say, where are my susi? And then little by little, add more and more terms to that phrase until you can say the whole phrase. So where in Tagalog is saan. So you could say, saan my susi? Where are my keys? Then go back and figure out how to say it. So saan ang susi ko? Or saan ang mga susi ko? Mga is plural. So saan ang mga susi ko? So you see how I kind of started little by little. I think that's the best way from what I've seen to learn a language. It's like you don't have to do it all at once. No one is expecting you to be fluent. And I think that's a lot of pressure if you really strive for that goal from the get-go. So just go little by little. It helps if you have sticky notes. One of my students, oh my goodness, she was in Spain. She would put sticky notes on all of the things that she has around her just so she could practice those words in Tagalog. Okay, you guys are taking me off track here. How do you say taste this in Tagalog? It is tikman mo ito. Tikman mo ito. Castro Carmela, hi ate. Hi din sa'yo po. Tikman mo ito. Ito means this. Okay. Now, last thing I want, it's not really last, second to last thing. I want to show you how to say commands or how you could use them in a statement form. Magluto ka. Cook. Magluto ka. Do you see how magluto stays as magluto? We're not conjugating it, right? It's not nagluluto. It's just the word itself. Magluto. Magluto. Next, you might also hear someone say, magluto ka na. Magluto ka na. Na means already, or it can be like an emphasis. Magluto ka na. Cook already. Like, if you're taking a long time, maybe you're spending a lot of time cleaning the kitchen first, and someone is like, hey, go ahead, magluto ka na. Cook already. So that's what na means. You might hear that as well. Next, magsaing ka. Make rice. Magsaing ka. Or, maghain na. Set the table. Set the table already, or like set the table now. Maghain na. Maghain na. So these are some of the terms you might hear. You might hear ka, meaning you go do it, or na, meaning already. Okay. Okay. Next, kain na, eat already. That's a common phrase that you might hear after someone's been cooking. They're like, oh, kain na, eat already. Go ahead and eat. Kain na. An alternative way to hear this or say this is kumain ka na. Go ahead and eat. They mean the same thing. Kain na or kumain ka na. Kumain ka na is like the longer form. The shortcut would just be kain na. But same idea there. Uminom ka. Drink. Go ahead and drink. Uminom ka. This is interesting because so far we've seen all these verbs unconjugated, right? Unconjugated. It's not like nag and then a repeated first syllable and then the root. Same with kain. It's the unconjugated form. However, if you want to tell someone to go ahead and drink, you do have to conjugate it. Uminom ka. It's the present tense conjugation there. Again, inom is very different from all the other verbs in the category there. Next, tikman mo, taste it. Tikman mo. So those are just some quick and short phrases. Maybe keep in your pocket and say it the next time it's time to eat. Okay? So just practice those with me one more time. Magluto ka. Cook. Magluto ka. Go ahead and cook. Or magluto ka na. Magluto ka na. Magsaing ka. Make rice. Magsaing ka. Maghain na. Set the table. Maghain na. Yes, Cassidy. Maghain na ng lamesa. Set the table. Very good. Kain na. Eat already. Go ahead and eat. Kain na. Or kumain ka na. Kumain ka na. All right. Uminom ka. Drink. Or go ahead and drink. And then, tikman mo. Taste it. All right, let me just catch up on some of these questions. Hang on one second. Oh, yes. Here are some other movies that people suggested. Let's see. Dollhouse on Netflix. I have not seen that. Bride for Rent with Kim Chiu and Zian Lim. Oh, too bad they're broken up now. How sad. Yes, that is another good one. Okay. Yes. So if you have any other Filipino movie suggestions, you can write it in the comments for people to look at. All right. So those were just some examples. Now, I want to show you this one last thing about actor or object focused verbs. Okay. So we learned kumakain siya. Kumakain siya. We learned kain as an verb, right? She is eating. Or kumakain siya ng kanin. She is eating some rice. That's just showing you how to add an object. Ng blank. She is eating some rice. Kumakain siya ng kanin. Lastly, kumakain siya ng saging. She is eating a banana. Kumakain siya ng saging. So you see how kain is being conjugated as an verb here. Oops. That is because all of these sentences are actor focused. What is she doing? She is eating. She is eating rice. She is eating a banana. The focus is on the actor and on what she is doing. Take a look at these phrases. Kinakain niya yung cake. She is eating the cake. Or kinakain niya yung pandesal. She's eating the pandesal. Pandesal is a Filipino bread. It has like condensed milk in it, sugar. It has breadcrumbs on the outside, usually eaten in the morning for breakfast. So, kinakain niya yung pandesal. Now, take a look. These are conjugated with in. So, it's not anymore. Now, kain is being conjugated as an in-verb. Yes, Cassidy said, kinakain, my jaw dropped. I know, this is an example of where a verb can be actor or object focused. So again, it's object focused. Here, the question is like, what is she eating? What is she eating? She's eating the cake. The focus is on the cake, right? The focus is on the object. What is she eating? She's eating the cake. Or she's eating the pandesal. Versus in the actor-focused verb, or in the actor-focused sentence, the question is like, what is she doing? She's eating some rice. She's eating a banana. That's the difference there. Very interesting. Rich said, mahal kita Pat, you are the best. Salamat, salamat. Yes, Jack said, kumakain ako. That's correct. I am eating. Okay, now last thing I will ask you. Ano ang paborito mong pagkain? Ano ang paborito mong pagkain? Very good, Sure said. If you recognize the kain, then you can figure it out. Again, that is the idea of listening for root words and then using the context clues. Very good, very good. Can anyone answer this question? Ano ang paborito mong pagkain? Rico, you got it. His favorite is tacos. His or her. Tacos. Very good, very good. Ano ang paborito mong pagkain? Tell me. So yes, that means what is your favorite food? Ano means what. Ang means is. Paborito is favorite. Mong is your. Pagkain is food. What is your favorite food? Very good. Sure said pizza. Yes, Boots got it. What is my favorite thing to eat? Yep. What is my favorite food? Yes. Very good. Yes, Cassidy said, does this mean certain verbs have multiple verb conjugations set already by the Tagalog gods? Only some verbs. Usually, mag and ma verbs are always actor focused. Usually, always, I just kind of contradicted myself. Usually, mag verbs are actor focused. And then in, and e can be either or. Yeah. One of those things, again, that has already been said. This is how you could say this, or your response. Sinigang ang paborito ko. Ano ang paborito mong pagkain? Sinigang ang paborito ko. What is your favorite food? Sinigang is my favorite food. Sinigang is like a stew. It's sour soup because it has tamarind in it, which makes it a little bit sour. Usually it's made with pork, can also be made with fish. It has lots of veggies in it, and it's just so good. I love it. Very good. Crispy pata is the best, Hector said. Very good. Yes. Had a lot of trouble with this, but the key in understanding really is to look at the question. If the question focuses on what someone is doing, it's actor focused. If it focuses on the verb to eat, then it's object. Yep, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, that's correct. Let's see. Yes, Big Daddy. There is a lot of Spanish influence in it. Kare ang paborito ko. Very good, Jones. You got it. Sinigang, pizza, crispy pata, ube, ice cream, pork adobo ang paborito ko. Very good. I want to show you some alternative ways to respond. So again, this means my favorite is sinigang, but you might also hear the response this way. Ang paborito ko, or paborito kong pagkain ay sinigang. ang paborito kong pagkain ay sinigang. So literally, that means the favorite food of me is sinigang. And this sentence structure is formal. It's not usually used in common conversation, but it's not wrong. It's a little too correct almost. Like no one really says that. It's almost like Shakespearean. But that's correct. Ang paborito kong pagkain ay sinigang. Another way to say it is ang paborito ko ay sinigang. So this one is a little bit less formal. It's perfectly acceptable as well. Sorry, I get distracted by some of these comments. Yes, kare-kare has peanut sauce in it. I think someone was asking, ano ang kare-kare? What is kare-kare? Usually made with beef, and then it has like peanut butter in it. Okay. And then lastly, the quick answer is just sinigang. Ano ang paborito mong pagkain? Sinigang. That's it. Okay. Now, just to review, this is everything we did tonight. We learned different verbs about eating and about food. And then we learned how to conjugate these verbs while we're using them in different phrases. And then we learned some food vocabulary during our practice questions as well. Does anyone have any questions before I let you go tonight? Oh, Rich said, why is food eliminated there? So in my answer, I said, sinigang ang paborito ko. I didn't say food, right? It's almost like asking, what is your favorite food? My favorite is sinigang. My favorite is sinigang. So you can add pagkain, like in this first example, the first alternative phrase, ang paborito kong pagkain ay sinigang. You don't have to say it, but you can. Very good question. Alrighty. Brian said, do I have homework for us to do at home? No, I didn't make any homework. Maybe next time I'll have some homework and then post the answer at a later time. But I hope you have a good rest of your day or evening, wherever you are. I'm going to go to bed, you guys. It's so late. Have a good night again whenever I see you. Try to catch me next Thursday, hopefully a little bit earlier than tonight. But thank you so much for joining me. Maraming salamat. Hello everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Tagalog Thursday. I'm so happy you're here with me on YouTube. Let me go ahead and just make sure our other friends are joining us as well. We have a really fun class tonight. Hello everybody. Welcome to Tagalog Thursday. I have missed you. I've missed you a lot. Tonight is going to be a very fun night because I actually have something that we're going to use, and I think it's going to be very, very helpful. So if you looked at my Instagram story, you'll notice that I put a link up there for some flashcards that I made for us. So I have been working really hard. I made some Tagalog verb flashcards for you. And not only are they vocabulary words about the different verbs in Tagalog, but on the back of the flashcards are conjugations of the verbs as well. Oh, TikTok, let me see if I can flip the screen so that you can see it. Is that better? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So these flashcards are so great because they have the word on them, and then on the back is how you conjugate the verb. Okay, a lot of you have said, oh, verbs and conjugation are like some of the most challenging things about Tagalog, and it's true. And if you have watched my full-length Tagalog lessons on YouTube, then you know that there are different types of verbs, and then there are different categories, different conjugation patterns, and everything like that. And one of the things that I said is the more verbs you learn, that's kind of how you will learn what group these verbs fall into, right? So it's just a matter of gaining more vocabulary, and getting these flashcards will help you with that. Again, tonight's Tagalog lesson is about Tagalog verbs, and we are going to be using these flashcards that I made for us that have the Tagalog verb on the front, and on the back is the conjugation. Conjugation means changing something into a different form. So these are the conjugations in the present tense, the past tense, the future tense, and then there's one more conjugation in there, or one more type of phrase. It's the command. You'll see how they are used when we go through them. Again, if you want to get your own copy of these flashcards that I made, the digital download is on my Stan store. I put the link in my stories, but also it's in the in my bio as well. Go ahead and write where you are currently watching from. Maybe tell me how old you are, and does anyone have a shout out? One time someone said, "Oh, it's my girlfriend's birthday. Can you say hi?" If anyone has a special event, please let me know. Or is it just a fun night? No special event on your side, but just something to celebrate, just being with me learning Tagalog. Let me go ahead and catch up on some of these comments. Okay, let me catch up on some of these comments on Instagram here. Major said, "Ate Pat, gumagawa ako ng mabuti." You're doing something good. Are you trying to say you're doing well? You can say, "Mabuti ako, mabuti naman." What you said literally means I am doing something good, like you are doing a good deed or something. Oh, Chunkin Deuces said, "Quick question. Is there a difference between learning Filipino versus Tagalog?" Very, very good question. Does anyone know? I know the answer, but does anyone know the difference between Filipino and Tagalog? Think about it, write it in the comments, and let's see what everyone thinks. Hello, magandang araw, Vic said. Let's see. Hi, Ate. Kawabanga said. Miss Anna Adams said, "Kumusta ka, ate? Mabuti naman." Hi, Love and Lulu. All right, let's see here. Again, we're just waiting for everyone to join. Hello, hello. Oh, so many people. Let's see here. Rose from San Diego. Ronnie from LA. Royston from Singapore. I'm Heme from California. Brandon from Jacksonville, Florida. Hello, hello. Dilshan from New Zealand. Fritz from New Jersey. Hello, hello. Mabuhay Thursday. Hello, hello. Let me see. Oh, did someone have a shout out? I forgot. Earrings are fire. Team D Texas said, "Salamat." These are from Pick You Official. I think Pick You Official. Let's see. How about over here on TikTok? Captain says, "I'm a Filipino. I'm all the way from LA, California." Hello, hello. Yes, exactly right. So Rocky's Barber. So the question was, Chunkin Deuces asked, "What is the difference between Filipino and Tagalog?" And over here on TikTok, Rockin' Barber said, "Filipino incorporates the borrowed phrases and words." Exactly right. So Tagalog is a very old language. In fact, it's one of the oldest ones in the Philippines. There's like written by Bayin that's been found. It's just a very old language. And of course, the Philippines itself has had a lot of influence from so many countries, like Spain, of course, when they occupied it for 300 years. Then there was America and even Japan for a little while. And Chinese, because there were a lot of immigrants from southern China. So along with all of those different cultures, they incorporated a lot of those words into Tagalog. So much so that Tagalog itself kind of got mingled with all these languages. So they had to change it a little bit. And Filipino is the language that incorporates all of those different languages. For example, hikaw, the word hikaw is earring. That is a Chinese word, or it stems from the Chinese culture. But technically, there was at one point a true deep Tagalog word that was used before hikaw. And usually I love Tagalog, like deep, deep Tagalog, because it's very literal. When you think of the word a chair in Tagalog is upuan. There are lots of different words for chair. Upuan is a word for chair. Like the verb upo means to sit, upuan means a place to sit. But also, a deep Tagalog word for chair is salumpuet. Salumpuet. So that's like true deep Tagalog. And it means, salo means to catch. Puet is your bottom. So salumpuet is something that is catching your bottom, right? Your chair. So that's the difference between Tagalog and Filipino. So yes, Filipino kind of incorporates all of those different borrowed words, as Rockin' Barber said, whereas Tagalog really is like the pure whatever it was before all of those influences. Although nowadays, Filipino, Tagalog, Filipino, they are used interchangeably and people will understand what you mean. But technically, there is a difference. Oh, hello, Tagalog Kurt. Someone is saying hello, Tagalog Kurt. Are they here? Anyway, again, thank you. Let's go ahead and get started. Tonight's lesson is going to be all about Tagalog verbs, okay? So depending on where you are in your Tagalog learning journey, you might already know how to conjugate verbs and you just want to learn more. Or maybe you are a true beginner, you just want to gain more vocabulary. This is a good way to do it. Or maybe you are kind of a little bit more experienced and you just want to quiz yourself, or you just want to make sure you know the right words. We are going to be using these flashcards that I made for us. I'm so happy that I made these flashcards, you guys, because not only do they have the Tagalog word on the front, so this is a picture of a shower. To shower in Tagalog is maligo, and it says that on the front, okay? On the back of the card has the conjugation of the or of the verb. Okay, so it's like there are different ways you can use these cards. One way is to cover the Tagalog word and then quiz yourself. Be like, okay, what is to shower? What is to shower? Then you're like, okay, it's maligo. Now, what if I want to say, I am taking a shower? What is it again? What is it again? Then you look on the back, you're like, oh, naliligo ako. Naliligo ako. Okay, so you can purchase your own copy of these flashcards on in my Stan store. The link is in my IG stories right now, or the link to my Stan store is in my bio as well. I will note that when you purchase it, it is just a digital copy. So you're going to be purchasing the PDF form, and it's going to look like this, okay? It's just a PDF form, a document, and you will be responsible for cutting them out and putting it back to back if you want. And then I even went farther and put a lamination on them just to make it have that flashcard feel, okay? But if you don't want to do all that, you could just print it out, maybe like put holes in it and put it in a 3-ring binder, or even just put a staple in it and call it a day. You know, this is just a really good way to review, I think. Let me check over here on YouTube. Okay. Oh, Saul said, nakakatawa ka. I learned that yesterday from your Insta. Salamat, salamat. Nakakatawa ka rin. You're funny. All right. So let's just go over some basics about Tagalog verbs, okay? In Tagalog, there are 5 different types of verbs in Tagalog. Okay, let me find these cards here. I had organized them and now I'm just gonna find, here we go. So in Tagalog, there are mag-verbs, mag, meaning they start with mag. Mag is their prefix. There's mag-verbs, then there's ma-verbs, ma. They also start with ma, like matulog. Then there's verbs, Then there's in-verbs, in. And then e-verbs, e-verbs. John Legacy on YouTube said, are you going to post those flashcards anywhere for us to download or purchase? Yes, they are already up on my Stan store. The link should be in my bio, and you will see it. It says new 100 Tagalog flashcards, so you should be able to purchase them there. Again, there are 5 different types of verbs in Tagalog. Mag, ma, in, and e verbs. Why is that important? Well, it's all going to determine the patterns that we use when we conjugate them. Okay? And if you need a review of how to conjugate these different types of verbs, you can watch the full-length Tagalog lesson on my YouTube channel. There's like present tense conjugation, past and future tense conjugation videos there. It will go step by step with lots and lots of practice. But we can also just learn them tonight, okay? I don't want you to get too bogged down about the patterns themselves, but I do want you to recognize that there is a pattern. Okay, you'll see. There's repeated syllables, there's certain affixes or prefixes or infixes. Okay, so I want you to just listen and see what we get. Okay, so let's just go through some of these verbs here. If you know the answer, write it in the comments. What is to clap in Tagalog? What is to clap in Tagalog? Do you know? What is to clap? Oh, thank you so much for all the gifts on TikTok. They are going so fast. FJMLV, thank you so much. And I think someone else up there, thank you. What is to clap in Tagalog? To clap, yes, Mr. Mark Tricks. So, palakpak or pumalakpak. Very good. Yes. Oh, Solman, thank you so much for the roses on TikTok. Maraming salamat. Thank you. So, pumalakpak or palakpak. So, technically, the root word here is palakpak. Palakpak. All verbs in Tagalog have a root, and then something is added to them to change the tense. For verbs, sometimes they are referred to as just the root, palakpak. Sometimes they are referred to with the already in it. So if you said palakpak, that is correct. If you said pumalakpak, that is also correct. JB on YouTube said, mag-clap? Yes and no. So I love mag-verbs because you can always use mag as a way to turn an English word into a Tagalog verb. If you don't know a verb in Tagalog, turn it into a mag-verb and conjugate it that way. So JB said mag-clap because they couldn't remember what to clap is. So, but technically it's palakpak or pumalakpak. Now let's take a look at how it's conjugated. Oh, Jess, thank you. Thank you so much for the gift on TikTok. Maraming salamat. So if you want to say, I am clapping, it would be, pumapalakpak ako. Pumapalakpak ako. So that's just right here. Again, these flashcards are on my Stan store. You can purchase the digital copy and then you can cut them out and laminate it yourself. On the front of it is the verb. On the back are the conjugations. Okay, so in the present tense, it would be pumapalakpak ako. Pumapalakpak ako. Oh, Saul, thank you so much for the badge on Instagram. Thank you, thank you. In the past tense, it's pumalakpak ako. Pumalakpak ako. Future tense, it's papalakpak ako. So, it's very interesting. Again, all of these patterns are very specific and don't get too bogged down. I just want you to be able to recognize mostly the root and then see if you can recognize that there is a repeated syllable and then certain affixes and prefixes. Now, if you want to say it as a command, it would be pumalakpak ka. Pumalakpak ka. Clap. Clap your hands. Okay? So, pumalakpak means to clap or palakpak. Interestingly, the noun form of clap, like applause, is palakpak. So sometimes it can be confusing if you don't use the People can be like, are you talking about the verb or the noun? And of course, you would just use context clues from there. All right, let's keep going. What is to yell in Tagalog? To yell. Do you know what to yell in Tagalog is? To yell in Tagalog is sumigaw. Sumigaw. So in the present tense, sumisigaw ako or sumisigaw siya. Yes, very good. Warhawk got it right on TikTok. Sumisigaw siya. She is yelling. Or sumigaw siya. She yelled. Sisigaw siya. She will yell. Okay, so sigaw or sumigaw means to yell. Sumigaw. Okay, what is our next verb here? What is to dance in Tagalog? What is to dance in Tagalog? To dance in Tagalog is... Oh, Christina, thank you so much for the rose on TikTok. Thank you, thank you. To dance is, sumayaw. Yes, very good. Leonardo on TikTok got it right. Jasmine, very close. Jasmine on Instagram said masayaw. So that's another tricky thing there. It's like you might know the root, sayaw, but then you have to figure out, is it a ma-verb, a mag-verb, or an verb? Sayaw is an verb. So sumayaw means to dance. Again, on the back is the conjugation for your review if you do want to learn them. Sumasayaw ako, I am dancing. Sumasayaw ako. Sumayaw ako, I danced. Sasayaw ako, I will dance. And then as a command, it would be sumayaw ka. Dance. Sumayaw ka. Dilshan said, isn't masaya happy? Yes, masaya means happy. Sumayaw is a little different from masaya. Okay? I guess we're in this stack of verbs. What is to cry in Tagalog? What is to cry in Tagalog? Oh, Cam said, where can I get the flashcards? You can download the flashcards from my Stan store. You can, when you download them, they will come as a PDF and you just print them out yourself. And you can cut them, laminate them like I did, front and back, or just print them, maybe put a staple or put holes in it and put it in a 3-ring binder. So however you want to use them, you're going to download it. It'll come like this. What is, yes, JB, you got it on YouTube. To cry is iyak, umiyak, umiyak. Very good, JB. Very good, very good. Umiyak means to cry. So in the present tense, umiiyak ako. Umiiyak ako. Past tense, umiyak ako. Umiyak ako. Future tense, iiyak ako. And then as a command, wag kang umiyak. Wag ka nang umiyak. Don't cry. Don't cry. Okay. So Dilshan said, diba means isn't it? Yeah. Means like right, correct? Or is it not? Yep, that's exactly right. Okay, next verb here on our list. What is to laugh in Tagalog? What is to laugh in Tagalog? To laugh. Yes, very good, Cam. Tumawa. Very good. So to laugh in Tagalog is tumawa. Tumawa. Very good. So tumatawa ako. I am laughing. Tumatawa ako. Or tumawa ako. I laughed. Tumawa ako. That's past tense. Tatawa ako. I will laugh. Tatawa ako. Or as a command, tumawa ka. Laugh. Tumawa ka. Okay? Here's another verb. What is to sing in Tagalog? To sing in Tagalog. You might have heard this if your family is into karaoke. People will always make you try to sing. Yes, Cam is exactly right. And Warhawk. Yes. Very good. Kumanta. Kumanta. Yes. Alpoblit. Kumanta. Very good. JB said, once again, where do we download these cards po? It's in my Stan store. So the link should be in my bio, or if you just go to my profile, look for the Stan store link. Again, when you download it, it will be a PDF like this, and then you will print it yourself and turn them into flashcards, or you can just keep it like this, put it in a folder, things like that, okay? So, kumakanta ako, I am singing. Kumakanta ako. Kumanta ako, I sang. Kumanta ako. Kakanta ako, I will sing. Kakanta ako. And as a command, kumanta ka, kumanta ka. If you've ever gone karaokeing or if you've ever karaokeed with Filipinos, they have probably said that to you. Kumanta ka, sing, kumanta ka. They leave no one behind with the singing. What is everyone's go-to karaoke song, by the way? I like Crazy for You by Madonna. I like, what else do I like? I don't know. I'm not like an amazing singer or anything. Oh, what's that one song that I like? I'll have to think about it. Yes. Okay. Oh, You might have already seen it. What is to hug in Tagalog? To hug. Oh, Captain said All of Me by J.M. Guzman. Oh, I don't even know what song that is. I'll have to look that up. Hart said Whitney or Mariah Star Spangled Banner. Number 1, do they even have that version? And number 2, I need some evidence, please. Yes, very good, very good. Oh, Captain said rap songs by Andrew E. Do you know who Andrew E. is? Andrew E. is a popular rapper in the Philippines. I feel like he was a lot more popular in like the 90s or early 2000s, like just really, really fast Tagalog raps. Are you into Glock 9? Glock 9 and like Ruby Ibarra, of course, Phil Am. There are lots of newer. Oh, and Easy Miller, hello. Like a lot of newer rappers out there. Yes, very good, very good. Yakap or yakapin means to hug. Yakapin. So, yakap is the noun, a hug, yakap. Yakapin is the verb to hug. Captain said Sharon Cuneta. You like to sing Sharon Cuneta songs? Oh, Chris McCollin said, I met Andrew E. Really? How? Jez said Dilaw by Maki. I don't think I've heard that one. I'll have to look that up. So yes, yakapin. Now we're in the where am I? In verbs. In. So the first set of verbs we looked at were verbs. These are in verbs. The difference there is that verbs can be object or actor focused. In verbs are usually object focused. Again, all of that is nitty gritty. If you do want to get into all that, be sure to watch my full length Tagalog lesson videos about present tense conjugation and future and past tense. Oh, Serrano said maybe this time. I love that song. I love that song. Ozzy Mandia said, hi, I just wanted to thank you for the lessons. I plan to visit the Philippines later this year. I'm pretty good at the language. Oh, at language, so I'm absorbing everything. Good, good. JB said, my way. Do you know what happens when you sing My Way in the Philippines? It doesn't always happen, but for a while, there was like really bad things happening whenever you sang My Way in the Philippines. It used to be like maybe like 10 years ago, for a while, when people sang My Way, they would get unalived. They wouldn't, I don't know what would happen. Like, it would be so violent. And then, yeah, so for a while, there was just that thing where it was like, don't sing My Way, or it became a joke where it was like, oh, you're going to sing My Way. So be careful with that song. Okay, yeah, so yakap or yakapin means to hug. In the future tense, it's, I'm just trying to think because I don't want to say it wrong. Yinayakap ko siya. I am hugging him. Yinayakap ko siya. Past tense, yinakap ko siya. Future tense, yayakapin ko siya. Okay? So, yakap is an in verb. As a command, maybe you can use this on your sweet, lovey loved one. Yakapin mo ako. Yakapin mo ako. That means hug me. Yakapin mo ako. I'll put it up here so you can see it. That's the command. Hug me. Yakapin mo ako. Try saying that to your honey tonight. I'm sure it'll make them super kilig. Yakapin mo ako. Okay? Someone wrote a question up here. Someone asked why. Why is it that when you sang My Way, you would get like unalived? I don't know. It was just like, maybe it just happened to be that when people were singing that, there were like violent people around them. I don't know. But for a while, you should look it up. It was like singing My Way at karaoke was kind of dangerous. Oh, and then someone asked, do you know how to speak Bisaya? No, I do not, but I know someone who does, and I'll be sharing them with you in just a little while, like maybe next week or in a couple weeks. Oh, someone up here asked, Ladorabi said, is Filipino Sign Language the same as American Sign Language? So I feel like either last year or the year before, I posted a video of Filipino Sign Language. And then people commented, oh, it's the same as American Sign Language because American Sign Language actually is universal. So people said it's the same. But I'm sure there might be some nuances. But that is a great question. If anyone knows, like, is there a difference between Filipino Sign Language and American Sign Language? Let us know. Jasmine said, I heard of you sing it badly. So maybe if you sing My Way badly, then that's why it was so violent. Patch said, your tutorials really helped me in my tutoring sesh with my US students. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maraming salamat. Thank you, Din. Oh, interesting. Okay, so PJ said Japanese Sign Language is a little different. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, there might be some similarities between Filipino Sign Language and then like American Sign Language, but also there might be some differences as well. Warhawk said, I'll never sing that song in the Philippines. Yeah, don't sing My Way. You might not want to. Okay, and then someone asked, do I speak Waray? No, I do not, but I'm looking for someone who can teach it. If you know anyone who can teach Waray, send them my way. Okay. What is to pull in Tagalog? What is to pull in Tagalog? Yes, JB, yakapin was an in-verb. We're actually in the in-verbs now. Tots asked, can you speak Kapampangan? No, I cannot. I wish I knew people who could, though. Yes, Serrano. Hilahin. Very good, Warhawk. Hilahin. Hilahin. Very good. Hilahin means to pull. Hila means to pull. That's the root. Hila. Hilahin is like the conjugated version, or it's just incorporating that in affix there. So hila means to pull. Hilahin is conjugating it as an in-verb. In the present tense, it's hinihila ko ang lubid. I am pulling the rope. Hinihila ko ang lubid. In the past tense, hinila ko ang lubid. In the future tense, hihilahin ko ang lubid. As a command, it would be hilahin mo ang lubid. Okay, so again, I just want you to notice the root word. I want you to notice that there is a pattern. You don't have to like get into the nitty-gritty of all the exact patterns if you don't know them yet. But see if you can recognize like, oh, that sounds like it's present tense. That sounds like it's past, or that sounds like it's future. Okay. But more than anything, I do just want you to get the root word to be able to recognize that, oh, hila means to pull. Again, these cards, these flashcards are on my Stan store. You can purchase them. When you buy them, though, remember that it's going to be the digital download, and it will come as a PDF. When you print them out, you can cut them, you can laminate them like I did, or you can just keep it like this in a folder and use it to study, okay? You said, can you send me that card? Someone said on TikTok. Just go ahead and get it from my Stan store. There are 100 verbs. 100! I found 100 verbs for you. But tonight we're only going to do maybe like 25 or 30. I went through and got some of the more common ones for us to learn. But there are 100 verbs. You gotta go get it. Oh my goodness, you gotta go get it. Okay. Now, what is to sweep in Tagalog? What is to sweep in Tagalog? Samurai said there are many Filipino shops and restaurants in our region in Oman. Oh, that's nice. Very good, Serrano. To sweep in Tagalog is walis. Oh, Serrano, you bring up a really, really good point. So in this card, I am showing it to you as an in verb. Walisin. Take a look at the conjugations. Winawalis ko ang sahig. Winawalis ko ang sahig. I am sweeping the floor. Now, Serrano on TikTok said magwalis. Oh, I love this, you guys. Walis is one of those verbs which can be either object-focused or actor-focused. Okay? So there are certain verbs in Tagalog that can take on different types of verbs. So remember, there's magma, in, or e. Walis can be an in verb or it could be a mag-verb. When it's an in verb, it's being conjugated as an object-focused verb. So you can even see it in the conjugation example. Winawalis ko ang sahig. I am sweeping the floor. The focus of this sentence really is the floor. What are you doing? I am sweeping the floor. Now listen to this. When I say, nagwawalis ako, now I'm conjugating it like a mag-verb. Nagwawalis ako, that just means I'm sweeping, right? It's a complete sentence. Nagwawalis ako, I'm sweeping. There's no floor, there's no object. It's just about me, the actor. It's actor focused. What are you doing? I am sweeping. Versus, what are you doing? I am sweeping the floor. Do you see the difference there? That is a prime example of a verb that can be object or actor focused. Very good observation there, okay? Tim said, I love those cards. Thank you. Again, these cards you can get on my Stan store as a digital download. When you purchase them, it's going to come as a PDF form, and you can cut them out and laminate them like I did, like front and back. Or you can just keep it in a folder and use it to study that way. There are 100 verbs in this pack, okay? Okay. Oh no, I have to go, Rayo said. Bye. Salamat. Let's see. This random name said, are you American? Yes, I am. And I'm also Filipino. Okay. What is to tell or to say in Tagalog? What is to tell and to say in Tagalog? Kakak said, how do I get the cards? A link to them is in my bio, the Stan store. Look for the link to my Stan store. Oh, very interesting. String said, magsalita. Very close. Oh, very close, you guys. Yes. Dilshan on Instagram said, nagsasalita. JB said, is the Stan store on your IG page? You can find it in my YouTube channel as well. Just go to the About Me area and then look for the Stan store. Yes, JB actually got it. So it's sabi or sabihin. So very interesting. A lot of you are saying salita. Salita it also means to say, but really it means like to talk. Magsalita ka, talk. But also it can mean like say something. So salita and sabi are very similar. It's kind of like saying say, tell, talk, right? They're all kind of similar. Sabihin technically means to tell or to say. Very interesting. Oh, Yahia said, what is the best free app to learn Tagalog? Anyone know what is the best free app? I know of like this one app I made a video for. What is it? Turong Wika. Turong Wika. That means teaching a language. They teach Tagalog. I know other languages or other apps teach Tagalog as well. I just don't think they're free. Oh, Diego said, how do you say I don't know? How do you say I don't know in Tagalog? What do you think? Write it in the comments. That one is easy. There are a couple ways to say it, actually. Oh, Mr. Crank said, is there an app that you would recommend to help learn Tagalog? Let's see. So the one I recommended earlier, Turong Wika, that one is a good one. Does Rosetta Stone have an app? I made a video for them. I know they have like an online profile, but I don't know if they have like exactly an app. Does anyone know? And then Ling is an app. I think they have Tagalog as well. Does Duolingo have Tagalog? Does anyone know? Oh, yes, very good. To answer Diego's question, how do you say I don't know? A lot of people on Instagram and TikTok are saying hindi ko alam. Hindi ko alam literally means I do not know. Hindi ko alam. Or an easy way to just say it is ewan, ewan, or ewan ko. Very good, okay? Yes, someone had some questions up here. Oh, Diego said, hi Pat, ako si Diego. Currently started your first video on Tagalog and I can't wait to learn more. Very good, very good. Okay. Let's keep going. So yes, sabi means to say or to tell. So take a look at the conjugations. Maybe that'll help you kind of determine or help you understand the difference between sabi and salita. So, sinasabi ko sa kanya. Sinasabi ko sa kanya. I am telling him. I am saying it to him. You see the difference there? Sinabi ko sa kanya. I told him. Sasabihin ko sa kanya. I will tell him. Okay? And then, as a command, sabihin mo sa kanya. Tell him. Sabihin mo. Oh, okay. Diego said Duolingo does not have Tagalog. Interesting, interesting. What is to find in Tagalog? What is to find in Tagalog? Oh, Warhawk said Bluebird app is decent. Bluebird app. To find in Tagalog is... Yes. So, hanap is the root word. Hanapin is the verb. Hanapin, to find something. Hanapin. Like, oh, hanapin mo. Find it. Hanapin. So, here's the conjugation. Hinahanap ko ang susi. Hinahanap ko ang susi. I am looking for the key. Hinahanap. That's the present tense. Past tense, hinanap ko ang susi. Hinanap. I looked for the key. Hahanapin ko ang susi. Hahanapin ko. I will find the key. Okay? So again, hanap means to find. Hanap. Oh, Jcast said, where do you buy these flashcards? You can buy them from my Stan store. Link is in the bio. Look for my Stan store. You will get the digital download. You will get the PDF form, and it looks like this. and then you can cut it, laminate it like I did, or you can just keep it like this, maybe put it in a folder or in a binder, and then use it to study like that. But I have 100 verbs for you. 100. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy for you guys that you have this resource. But we're only going over like 25 tonight. Oh, thank you so much. John said, I bought them. Salamat. Maraming salamat. Okay. What is to run in Tagalog? What is to run in Tagalog? Oh, Major said, Ate Pat, can you give me a Tagalog tongue twister? Ooh. Let's see. Well, let's see. There's so many. I don't want to say it wrong now. There's that one. It's like Mecánico ni Monica. Minicánico ni Monica. Minicánico ang. I don't even know what it is now. Someone write it in the comments. Minicánico ni Monico ang makina ni Monica. Minicánico ni Monico ang makina ni Monica. That means Mokino, the mechanic, fixed Monica's machine. Minicánico ni Monico ang makina ni Monica. Oh my goodness. And then there's so many more. Yes, so to run in Tagalog is very good. Blasian, you got it. La, Yesam, and JB, you got it. Tumakbo. Yes, very good. Tumakbo. So takbo is the root word, takbo. Tumakbo is showing that it's an conjugation. Tumakbo. So if you want to conjugate it, tumatakbo ako. I am running. Tumatakbo ako. Or tumakbo ako. I ran. Tumakbo ako. Tatakbo ako. I will run. Tatakbo ako. Julie and Captain both just asked back to back, where can we get these cards? Yes, so these flashcards are on my Stan store, stan.store/Tagalog Time Pat, or you can just go look on my bio. Look for the link that says Stan Store, and it's going to be a digital copy. When you purchase it, it's going to look like this as a PDF, and then you will be able to cut it, put it together, laminate it like I did, or you can just keep it like this, keep it in a folder, and study it like that. But there are 100 cards, 100 verbs. Oh my goodness. Okay, what is to drink in Tagalog? What is to drink? Oh, Diego on YouTube said, when do I use mo? So mo is a possessive pronoun, and you use mo for certain verbs if it's an object-focused verb. Okay? So, it goes into all of that in my full-length Tagalog lesson, I think 3, present tense conjugation. Take a look at that. It will break down how to use mo in certain verbs. Yes, very good. Serrano said, umiinom or uminom. Uminom means to drink. Very good. Blasian, JB, you got it. Yes, Delician. Uminom. To drink, uminom. Very good. Now, as a conjugation or to conjugate it, umiinom ako, I am drinking. Umiinom ako. Or, uminom ako, I drank. Uminom ako. Iinom ako, I will drink. Iinom ako. Or, uminom ka, drink, uminom ka. That's a command. Remember how I told you that some verbs can be object or actor focused. Inom is one of those verbs that can be both. So, uminom means, or it's focusing on the actor. I am drinking. Umiinom ako. I am drinking. But if you want to focus on the drink itself, you actually have to conjugate it as an in verb. So, iniinom ko ang kape. I am drinking the coffee. Iniinom ko ang kape. So, as an in verb, it's focusing on the object. As an verb, it's focusing on the actor. Very interesting. Only a few more will do here, guys, because it's getting kind of late. So here, what is to eat in Tagalog? What is to eat in Tagalog? Yes, Shalona McFarland said, where do we get these cards? These cards, again, are on my Stan store. I made them for you. They are the digital download. So go to my Stan store. The link should be in my bio. When you purchase them, you're going to get them as a PDF form. You're going to get it like this. And you can cut it and laminate it, or you can just keep it like this and study it like this. Keep it in a folder, put it in a 3-ring binder, whatever you want. Or you can cut it out and laminate it like I did. Very good. So, very good. Kain. Kain. Kumain means to eat. Kumain. Yes. Blasian said, pwede bang magtanong? Can I please ask? Why does it change to ininom? Like in the conjugation, iinom as the future tense, that's just the pattern that it is. You have to repeat the first syllable. Or like, are you asking why does it become an in-verb when it's an object-focused verb? It's just one of those things that it's like a thing in the Tagalog language. Some verbs can be actor or object focused, and that's how it would change. It would change by the affix or prefix. And not all verbs are like that, just certain ones. Very good. Oh, La Yesam said, can I get these cards in Canada? Yes, absolutely. When you purchase them, it's just a digital download. So it will go straight to your email, and then you can print it however you want, and then you can cut it out, or you can even just keep it like that. Very good. So kumain means to eat. Let's conjugate it. So kumakain ako. I am eating. Kumakain ako. Or past tense, kumain ako. Kumain ako. I ate. Kakain ako. I will eat. Kakain ako. And then as a command, kumain ka. Eat. Kumain ka. Okay, kumain ka. You might have heard that phrase. A lot of people like to feed their guests. So that is the thing there, the phrase that you might hear a lot. Let's see, what else? Let's take a look at some of these verbs. We didn't get to look at them. How do you say to write in Tagalog? To write. So to write something. I'll give you a hint. It's an verb. To write, Oh, hang on. Who was that? String Hands said, hi, Pat. Your content helped me talk to my mom during her last years before she died. Maraming salamat po. Oh, my goodness. Strings, first of all, I'm so sorry for your loss, but also, I'm so happy to have helped you. Stay strong, okay? I lost a parent too, and it's not easy at all. Oh, Julie said, I can't find your Stan store. let's see, go to my link or go to my bio, and I think just click on whatever link is there, and then more links should pop up. So go to the Stan store. Someone even put it up here. I think you just type in stan.store/Tagalog Time Pat or Tagalog Time .pat or something like that. You could even try to Google stanstore.com. I'll definitely put a post or make a post about it afterwards so we can all find it. Oh, very interesting. Yes. So Serrano again said magsulat. I have it as an e-verb, isulat. Yes, Blasian also said nagsulat. So yes, this is one of those things or these are one of those verbs. Again, isulat means to write, but that's focusing on the object. Like, isulat mo ang pangalan mo. Write your name. Isulat mo ang pangalan mo. Write your name. But magsulat just means writing. Like, nagsusulat ako, I am writing. Oh, someone on TikTok said it's only showing the coffee, buy me a coffee. Oh, yeah. So if you're on TikTok, maybe just go open a browser and do stan.store/Tagalog Time with Pat or tagalogtime.pat, or you can go to the links in my Instagram. It'll be there. Stan Store. So, isinusulat ko ang libro. I am writing the book. Or isinulat ko ang libro. I wrote the book. Or isusulat ko ang libro. I will write the book. But again, sulat can be a mag-verb. Nagsusulat ako. I am writing. Or nagsulat ako. I wrote. Okay, let's do another e-verb. Actually, we'll do two because they're opposites. What is to raise and to bring down? So this one is showing people raising their hand. What is to raise? This one is showing a man putting a box down. So what is to bring down? So to raise and to bring down. What is to raise and to bring down in Tagalog? And I gave you a hint. It's an e-verb. To raise in Tagalog is itaas. Itaas. The opposite of that, to bring down, ibaba. So, itaas, ibaba. Very good. Yes, exactly right. And you probably heard the phrase like, bababa ka ba? It's one of those things in Tagalog. It's like, baba, just depending on how you put the emphasis, it can mean different things. So, bababa ka ba means, are you going down? Like, are you going down the stairs? Are you going down the elevator? So, ibaba means to go down. Itaas means to raise, like to raise your hand. Let's take a look at ibaba. So, ibinababa ko ang bagahe. I am bringing down the luggage. Ibinababa ko ang bagahe. Or past tense, ibinaba ko ang bagahe. Future tense, ibababa ko ang bagahe. And then, as a command, ibaba mo ang bagahe. Bring down the luggage. Okay? Now, let's take a look at itaas, again, to raise. In the present tense, itinataas ko ang bandila. I am raising the flag. In the past tense, itinaas ko ang bandila. I raised the flag. And then in the future tense, itataas ko ang bandila. I will raise the flag. And then as a command, itaas mo ang bandila. Raise the flag. So Love said, spaghetti pababa, pababa, ng pababa. Does anyone remember that song? So baba means to go down, and There was this song back in the day, maybe like, was it early 2000s, I think? Spaghetti pababa ng pababa, Iser said. And then spaghetti pataas, pataas ng pataas. And it was just this silly, silly dance. And you heard it on every variety show on the Filipino channel. You heard it on the radio all the time. People still dance it. I don't know why it's like that. It's like, why is the spaghetti going down? Why is it going up? Oh my gosh. You can't like not dance when you hear that song. Yes, Blasian said, is there another word for flag? Yes, so I said bandila. Bandila means flag, but watawat also means flag. There's another one, bandila, watawat, and does anyone remember what the other word for flag is? Wumagayway. Watawat, wumagayway. Wumagayway means to wave or like to wave around, correct? I'm pretty sure. So watawat is like waving the flag, exactly. Oh, thank you. FJMLV said, I just got the flashcards. They look so good. I'm glad they have the sentences with them. Again, if you just joined, you can purchase these flashcards that we were using during the lesson. On the front is the Tagalog verb. And then on the back are the conjugation patterns in the present tense, past, future, and a command. It's like an example. So I think it'll really help you learn more verbs. And when you download it, it is a PDF digital download. So you will be able to cut it out and laminate it if you want to, like I did. Or you could just keep it like this. Maybe put a staple in it, or you can put it in a 3-ring binder and just use it to study that way, okay? And there are 100 verbs, 100. I looked up all of the different verbs for you, so I think this will really help if you're trying to learn more Tagalog verbs. Again, you can get it from my Stan store. Stan store. The link should be in my Instagram bio. I think on TikTok we're having a hard time finding it there. So just go to my Instagram or YouTube. The link is in there. Bandera. Yes, I think that's another word for flag as well. Well, you guys, I had so much fun with you tonight. I hope to see you again soon. There are so many more verbs. Again, there are 100 in this pack. This is only like 25 or 30. So maybe next time we will go through more. Oh, FJM said, what are on your YouTube slides? I'm trying to learn more for my fiance. The YouTube slides, if you decide to buy those are just the whatever slides you see in the video. So back up. I make full-length Tagalog lesson videos on YouTube. So those slides are what go with the full-length Tagalog lesson videos. Okay. Budak Baru said, where can I get the flashcards? I'm not from the Philippines. You can get them on my Stan store. Go to my Instagram, click on the link in my bio, and look for Stan store. And it will be a PDF download. And you can download them. You can cut them out. You can laminate it. Or you can just keep it like this and study it, okay?